It's a great day to be alive on this Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust alongside Packer backer, average to below average producer of Sunday Karma from 10 to noon across these very stations on Sundays. Kyle Wallace.
Oh, wow.
That's not what I said. That's what your host said. Craig Karmazin.
Everybody has a right to their opinion. Wrong, right.
How would you say you are as a producer?
That's a good question.
I would say he heavily leans on his producer for quite a bit. It's a stressful work environment. My coworker shows up at 9:59.
Okay, qualifier.
And,
so how would you rate yourself?
I would say I'm a C+.
Okay, so
a C+?
Slightly above average then. Okay.
Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up. Who's a better producer in your opinion, Alex Strofe or Kyle Wallace?
I'm not going to lie. I don't know Kyle's work that much.
Based off the fact he gave himself a C+.
I mean, it's a C+ because I'm talking. Here's Craig. All right, I'm sitting there answering questions, right? And then the phone rings, and he's still talking to me while I'm on the phone trying to answer the phone. He's trying to have a conversation. Remember, when Strofe does it,
Alex Strofe, the producer of KBN. I don't do that.
You do that. But here's the thing, is that you have me and Brad. He just has me. And so he expects me to be able to do all this, do all that. And I'm like, bro, I can't.
But
I'm a C+.
I would say if you call yourself a C+, I think Strofe is better than a C+. So I have to put my money there.
B-.
Strofe is at least a B.
At least a B.
Yeah.
Is that
pretty good?
Is that good
Kyle.
or bad?
That's good. I know my limitations.
Better than the grades I was getting in college. I'll take it.
Good for you.
Sucks.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. You can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And you know what? The news of the day, there's a lot of news of the day, but the one that was most shocking to all of us, as here in Green Bay, we have a different situation than most when it comes to the position groups. And that is by way of drafting of Brian Gutekunst, grabbing Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. Then last year, grabbing Jaden Reed, grabbing Dontavian Wicks and others, the tight ends Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft. And then you see these massive contracts going around the NFL from A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith from the Philadelphia Eagles. We see today Justin Jefferson signing for $110 and $35 million a year and then a crap ton guaranteed. I'm just going to go to Brad because your reaction was strong to quite strong for my Meet the Parents references there.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a dumb contract for the Minnesota Vikings without having a proven quarterback. I mean, the level of stupidity in the NFC North that the Packers benefit from, not currently from the Detroit Lions, but now from the Minnesota Vikings, is they're basically they're living in Siberia and they're buying a Ferrari. That's exactly what they're doing. They are getting everything completely out of order. That's great that you bought a Ferrari. You got this flashy toy that people are probably jealous of. Maybe the coolest car on the planet, debatably. But you're living in Siberia. You can't even drive it. I wonder how much Justin Jefferson will even be utilized in this new offense because, look, J.J. McCarthy, he might be great. Odds are he probably won't be.
Sam Darnold.
It's very, very hard to be a rookie quarterback or a quarterback at any time and be a quality NFL starting quarterback. So the Minnesota Vikings got this all out of order. That's great that you paid a nice flashy toy, but you forgot about the foundation of it. You live in Siberia and you bought a Ferrari. You'd be better off either buying a parka and a nice warm house or you got to move to Miami so that way you actually can utilize it. I just see that Ferrari sitting in the garage, hardly being able to be used. That is how dumb of a decision it is.
Like I said before, we've talked about this before, and I don't believe receivers should be getting paid that amount of money, or I don't think it's a great investment. I believe you can be better off finding a group at an average cost, having a lead dog, but not having a lead dog that you need to pay $35 million a year. Your money is better invested in other places. In our pre-show, we're having a conversation, and it came up, look at the 49ers. They have 4 all-pro players on offense. When you look at Christian McCaffrey, when you look at Kittle, when you look at Ayuk, when you look at Deebo Samuel, right? But the reason they don't have a Super Bowl is because they don't have the quarterback in order to get them over the hump. So you can have all these pretty weapons. You can have all these number one wide receivers. But if you don't have the guy to throw them the football, If you don't have the complete football team, you still don't win a championship. And being competitive matters is something that we all want to be. And we've seen here in Green Bay, we've been very competitive. We've been a model of, I would say, success, even though it hasn't been championship success. But paying a number one receiver does not always equate to winning a Super Bowl. That's why I agree with you. I'd rather be in the Green Bay Packers situation than the Minnesota Vikings situation. And there is not one person on planet Earth that would disagree with me.
The funny thing that I saw is Adam Schefter, while golfing, joined the Pat McAfee show and said that the Minnesota Vikings didn't even entertain the idea of trading him. Now, this is a Green Bay franchise that when push came to shove, look, right, when we have the Davante Adams conversation, even with the now running back Josh Jacobs, who played with Davante Adams, talking about, hey, would you want to come back here? We'd love to have you here. Everyone, for right or for wrong, for the optimism that they have of the 4 wide receivers that have a lot of potential, are looking at the way that the Packers have built this roster and are thinking, we got these 4 guys for around $20 million a year, 4 of them, at the rookie contracts, at whatever they're getting paid, and you see 35 for one guy with a quarterback situation that is completely unknown. What looks like the team that's going to be last in the division. They have the worst odds. They're plus 800. For reference, last year it was the Lions, Vikings. At one point, the Bears were ahead of the Packers, and then it flip-flopped as it got closer to the season terms. But it was all within plus 150 to plus 400. The Vikings to win the division are plus 800. So from a team-building standpoint, you're looking at Justin Jefferson as the guy that you're paying the most amount of money to right now when you can't capitalize on that.
And I'm all for paying wide receiver 1. I don't think there's any real disagreement in this room that Justin Jefferson isn't the best receiver in the NFL.
He's him.
Not top 3.
He
is outstanding.
He's so good.
Imagine him with Jordan Love. But that's the caveat. You have to have a franchise quarterback to actually be able to use the asset. And the Vikings don't. Now, maybe it's a complete gamble whether J.J. McCarthy's going to be that guy. But I just wonder, what could they have gotten if they would have traded Justin Jefferson? Because their championship window isn't open right now. It's highly unlikely it's going to be during this contract anyway. So what could they have gotten? Could they have gotten 2 first-round draft picks? Could they have gotten a first and a second? And
you saw what Davante Adams got from a trade standpoint. So that's where my head went. Is like when the Green Bay Packers traded Davante Adams, they, I believe, got 2 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Christian Watson
they got a first-round pick and a second-round pick.
Is it a swap? Thing in the first round?
I think they just got a first and a second round pick. They got to swap before. I believe they just got a first and second round pick.
Regardless, I know that Christian Watson was one of the wide receivers that was drafted with the capital from Davante Adams.
And Justin Jefferson's younger, probably clear-cut better of a wide receiver than Davante ever was.
Would demand more from the market. And if you're rebuilding at the quarterback position, the picks, Green Bay, are the 22nd and the 53rd overall in the 2022 NFL draft. So I believe that might have been Devontae Wyatt
it was Quay Walker and Christian Watson that we got with the 22nd and 53rd picks.
There it is.
To me, it just doesn't make any sense. You are under no compulsion to keep a superstar. Like I don't think you let him walk out the door for nothing. And if he was a Green Bay Packer, I'd be ecstatic. But you have to think about this. Ben, you use the word team building. It's a formula. You have to make sure the foundation is firm. You have to make sure that the pieces are in the right order to be able to actually have you utilize it. Do we think that Justin Jefferson's going to have $35 million worth of production? No way.
No, he's not going to have that production. And like you said, building the roster, this is why I'm happy with the Green Bay Packers and the way that they are building the roster, right?
Daniel Jones just got $40 million. And that's a quarterback. Now, whether he's good or bad, it's $5 million. That's $5 million away from a guy that they wanted to be a franchise quarterback.
And that's why I appreciate what the Packers are doing. Each and every year, I get to see what Goody's master plan is, and I get to see Goody actually watching that plan actually come to fruition, right? To the ability to actually go young. And now the philosophy that he has is that, talking to Jason Wilde yesterday on Sunday Karma, he was talking about how most teams only sign about 2 players from any draft class that they actually have. The fact that we're talking about a plethora of talent that the Green Bay Packers have on this team, and when you look at it, heck, Jordan Love and A.J. Dillon are still from that 2020 class. A.J. Dillon ain't the best, but you're still going to you found your guy in 2020. The fact that the Green Bay Packers could look them up and down their 21, 22, and 23 draft classes and say, there's a whole bunch of foundational pieces that we are looking to help build this team. I have to applaud him for what he's doing, and I have to trust in Goody in the fact that going the youth route with a quarterback that buys into it, you can find success.
Well, and think about this. When the Packers drafted Jordan Love in 2020, they still had a capable quarterback, and they could have drafted from a bunch of different wide receivers, but they went with quarterback. They were thinking ahead. They knew we got to have that strong foundation no matter what, or else none of these quarterbacks matter in 3 years. They need to have, or none of these wide receivers, matter in 3 years if you don't have a quarterback, if you don't have a plan there.
800-990-3776, reacting to the dumb decision by the Minnesota Vikings to not even field trade offers and to sign Justin Jefferson, because I love the way that you guys brought up Jordan Love, right? Whether the timing was right or wrong, it ended up working out for the Green Bay Packers because there were question marks, and he had a great season in the last 10 games, and they're looking to sign him as their franchise quarterback. Davante Adams was still on the roster, right? They ended up trading him, but they ended up getting assets. We'll find out if those four guys, who's going to step up and who will end up getting paid, because not all of them get paid. But what I bring up here for is Kirk Cousins was a good quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
He got paid.
And so if they were smart, they're doing this opposite, and they have a blueprint right in front of them, which is the Green Bay Packers.
They have the blueprint for the Green Bay Packers.
They had Kirk. They could have drafted and found a guy that was developing so that when you got rid of Kirk, you're paying Justin Jefferson with somebody who's ready to throw him the ball. Now they're going to be playing 500. Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy are going to be playing 500 with Justin Jefferson. And you know what I've seen that with? The same wide receiver that the Green Bay Packers traded, whether it was Jimmy Garoppolo, Aiden O'Connell, or whoever was playing quarterback. Davante literally has had games where he's gone for 200 yards or 2 catches and 35 yards. Mm-hmm. You know what? Because the foundation of the team was not set up for Davante to be successful with.
And this is something that I learned. My first job, I started working at UW Parkside in 2015. That was my first job. And at the job, it's very cool. Shout out to UW system. But here's the thing. When I started working there, somebody left within the first 4 months who was someone who trained me, who I thought, oh my gosh, she's leaving. What are we going to do? But you know what I found out 4 months later? Everybody is replaceable. Everybody is replaceable, and that is the thing that translates to the NFL. I understand Justin Jefferson, big name. Davante Adams, oh, no, we're going to lose Davante. I was upset when we lost Davante, but I was like, you know what? Let's move on. And guess what? 2 years later, Davante Adams is looking back at Green Bay thinking, man, I wish I stayed in Green Bay.
Oh, we have that audio clip where you can feel, I don't know if we have it right now, but you could feel his just, I don't regret it. Oh, but I regret it.
But that is the thing, is that it is Goody and every general manager's job to make sure they're always progressing, that you can turn over the roster year after year in order to be successful. And Goody has showed you that is something you can do. Again, if we were to poll Packer Nation, KBN Nation about Davante Adams, September 1st, 2023 versus September 1st, 2024, or whether or not you want Davante on this roster, the responses will be drastically different. And that just shows you that if you develop talent, you don't need to pay guys an astronomical amount of money.
Yeah, you got there. Astronomical. You got a little quick.
And it matters who the rest of your pieces are on your team. Are you ready to win right now? Do you have a quarterback? I mean, you probably want to build out the defensive line before you go get linebackers. There's all these different formulas in the NFL that one position group builds on another. They just did this thing completely backward.
He's still so good that he's going to put up numbers simply because he's that good, but it does not help the Minnesota Vikings get in the conversation with the Green Bay Packers, the Detroit Lions, and what the Bears hope to be in. 800-990-3776. The ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Norman, Alex Strofe running the show, and making headlines as she always does is Caitlin Clark. We dive in to the cheap shot at Caitlin Clark and the enforcers that are on the Green Bay Packers. Are there any? Next.
Numerous dining options, including 1878 on the lake. Dive into the pools, explore water sports, or relax by the lakeside fire pits. Experience Lake Lawn Resort's newly renovated guest rooms, part of a multi-million-dollar upgrade for ultimate comfort and luxury. Whether it's a romantic getaway, family vacation, or corporate retreat, Lake Lawn Resort has it all. Book your stay at Lake Lawn Resort today and discover the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hot off of Mr. Irrelevant on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 12:30. Still has his host hat on. 2 commercials playing over the YouTube stream. Shout out to all of you for bearing with his negligence. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe with you. 800-990-3776 on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. I'm just telling you what the people are giving me feedback on. It's on you to figure it out. I can't do it.
Fair enough. I don't know. We'll fix it.
Caitlin Clark, the all-time leading scorer in men's and women's college basketball history, has obviously taken to the WNBA a short time after the college basketball season ended. Drafted number 1 by the Indiana Fever and continues to stay in the headlines. And if you missed it, in the game at Indiana, they got their first home win, but they played the Chicago Sky. And in that game, it got a little chippy. Is it Kennedy? I don't want to say the name wrong.
I think it sounds like Kennedy, right?
Yeah, Kennedy Chandler. Got it right. Good for me. Took a shot at Caitlin Clark, and while she wasn't looking, did not want to answer any questions when it came to the media about Caitlin. Went to Twitter, because that's what people do. Nowadays, it's how we communicate. We don't have verbal conversations. We just go hide behind our phones and tweet stuff out and talk there. Some real Gen Z energy there. I don't know if she's Gen Z, but I will say that is some Gen Z energy. And what came from that was the Caitlin Clark debate, and is she being treated unfairly, and this, that, and the other thing. And Draymond Green, of course, the NBA champion who's known, quote unquote, as an enforcer, or at least he thinks he is.
I think he's a little fake tough.
I would tend to agree.
You're right.
Cheap shots are enforcers don't give cheap shots.
No, they do not.
And he's a cheap shot kind of guy. But when Caitlin Clark went down, no teammates ran over, to pick her up. She was on the ground, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just thinking to myself, first off, I think he has some validity with the enforcer thing. Whether it's an enforcer getting one or having teammates step up or the coaches speak out more, that can be there. Now, what I will say is the Green Bay Packers, they don't have a damn enforcer. I feel like that's been lacking on the defensive end. And I don't know who it's going to be, but I want to know who it's going to be. Quay Walker has the not cheap shot energy because he did knock a athletic trainer who was on the field, but who are those guys that come to mind for the Green Bay Packers? Because if this defense is going to take on the Jeff Hafley identity, I do want to know who the Green Bay Packers enforcers are going to be.
Nobody really comes to mind. It may be more concerning. Nobody really comes to mind on the defense. And McKinney might be Jair when he's locked in. Of the entire Packer roster, there's only one guy that I can think of that I'm like, ooh, I want this guy in a fight. That's Tucker Kraft.
Ooh.
Tucker Kraft is kind of like that
gritty, screw loose George Kittle.
Yup, like addresses the intensity. He's not afraid of it at all. But it's a tone for the team though. And whenever we would see somebody on film get knocked over or whatever, and the team doesn't respond, it's one of two things. One could be, for instance, we saw this when the Panthers, when we played the Cleveland Browns, when Johnny Manziel was getting tossed around like a rag doll before we even played them. He would get hit, no one would come to his aid. There were plenty of tough guys on the team. They didn't believe in him.
Yeah, but
That's
he was kind of an A.
Yeah, I don't believe that's Caitlin Clark, but that could be one thing. That's one of two ways.
And real quick, apparently it's Carter. What did I say, Chandler?
Yeah, you
Kennedy
did say
Carter.
Yeah.
My point is nobody knew about her before Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or the team just lacks a certain level of intensity and toughness, and you got to have that. I don't know if you need one guy who's like a legit nasty, junkyard dog. I don't know if you need that, but it needs to be collective throughout the team. That people step up if Jordan Love gets sacked late or hit late, or one of the other guys. If there's something flagrant, I want to see guys, multiple even, go and address the fight. Not necessarily instigate one, but I don't want one guy. I want a collective unit that says no one messes with us, and that is noticed. So I would rather have that as opposed to one dude who everybody fears.
Javon Bullard, the new Georgia safety, is a submission from Adam that's yet to be seen. What I do like from a different team standpoint is, whether you like the bench clearing or not, the Brewers have been about that smoke. The Brewers collectively, from Pat Murphy to everyone involved to the Abner Uribe fight, back a couple 3 weeks ago, you name it, the Brewers have been in some scuffles, and they have not backed down. The Bucks, when they had PJ Tucker, it was don't mess with them, right? The Bucks probably lack that for Giannis a little bit, if I'm being honest. For all of our teams, I want an enforcer. For the Packers, the Brewers, and the Bucks. Who is the enforcer for our Wisconsin teams?
See, this is why everyone, and I mean everyone, needs to have an enforcer in life. Needs to have that person that they know is going to stand up for them and is going to be a head buster. And I'm not sure if you all are familiar with We Some Head Busters.
I've heard of
Nuck If You Buck or songs like that.
We are head busters?
No, Head Bust. It's a song, Head Busters. And then Nuck If You Buck, when that song come on, you got people riding with you.
Nuck if you buck. That's what they say.
Nuck if you buck.
I know that song.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying is that in order for you to truly be a team that has a championship aspirations, you need to have that type of enforcer. Caitlin Clark ain't got nobody like that, because had she had somebody, there would have been a young woman running from the bench to knock somebody's head off or to push somebody in the back. And when you talked about it just now, the Milwaukee Bucks, when they won a championship, you said it, they had PJ Tucker. The Milwaukee Brewers this year, they have had a scuffle with, I believe, 3 or 4 AL East teams this year, and they don't even play in the AL East.
It started with Reese Hoskins, the new blood, right away.
But why? That is the mentality that they are taking on. Our own Ben, he has an enforcer. Jason in Madison, that's
right.
Boy. That's your
my
boy.
guy.
Everybody, because everybody needs to be able to walk around in life.
People still mess with me.
Exactly. But that's the reason you need to be able to walk around in life knowing that you got somebody to have your back. The Green Bay Packers do not have that, and that's something that they need. You said Tucker Kraft. I think Elton Jenkins is the guy on the offense, because he is the offensive lineman. Typically got to be a bigger guy to be able to set that tone. If somebody hits your quarterback, you're running to push them off. You're willing to get in somebody else's face and have a little size that you can back it up with. The Green Bay Packers on the defensive side of the ball, we ain't got that. I know we had to talk in text line, say Javon Bullard, you got to be somebody that can pop people, right? Ed Reed could pop people. A Ray Lewis could pop people. You got to be somebody that you can talk that talk, but you got to be able to knock heads off, and people know, listen, I ain't nobody to be played with. Quay Walker would be great if he had his head on straight. We'll see the development that he has this year. But the Green Bay Packers defensively need that guy. Mike Daniels talked about it last season. The Packers are a little bit too soft on the defensive side of the football. We need to have an enforcer defensively to be that final piece.
800-990-3776. Who are the enforcers for our Wisconsin teams? You got the Bucks, the Brewers, and the Packers. And I think most specifically for the Green Bay defense, right? If you're taking on a new identity, right? A new identity that is not as soft, less zone coverage, more attack-driven, right? I think Jason Willey's talked about how this defense is going to be more react first, right? Not wait and react. It's going to be aggressive off the jump. You got to bring the heat. Who's going to be coming up? And I'm excited to see Xavier McKinney, because he's the safety that I believe is going to be a little bit more downhill, coming up to stop the run, pick up the trash, and I want some oomph. The Packers have lacked oomph. You don't get rushed for over 300 yards multiple times unless you have, I guess it was 200 that we'll point to, but I just think of Raheem Mostert in 2019, because that has been the identity of the run defense since then. They need oomph.
Nobody particularly respects or fears this Green Bay Packer defense. Because, when I was rubbing shoulders in L.A., you know what they weren't talking about? All the inside.
What was in L.A., Brad? Let them know.
You're right. The NFL broadcasting and media boot camp, and I was with other current and former NFL players who were, just getting trained up in media, and there were some household names, including yours truly. And they were talking about, they were saying, hey, that Packer team, that Jordan Love, they're good, man, full of young stars. You know what they were talking about? The offense. You know what never came up? The defense. Defense is still critical in today's NFL, and I'm just waiting. We have been waiting for so long for somebody to set the tone on this defense. Whenever the Packers defense is elite, they tend to find themselves in the Super Bowl. Who's it going to be? Who's going to step up? It's a blank canvas right now, boys. Who wants it?
We need a water boy.
Hey.
We need a Bobby Boucher.
We need somebody, but playing off your experience, imagine if somebody got in Cam Newton's face and hit Cam Newton. I guarantee you it would have been boys from that defense may have been running on that field, whether or not it was a Tommy Davis. I'm not sure if Luke Kuechly got down that way, K'Wan Short. There was guys that probably would have ran onto that field hey,
Brad, no.
Hey, Brad was, hey, fellas,
hold me back. Somebody please hold me back.
Please hold me back.
I want to look tough.
But you guys probably had that. You guys knew who those dudes were. But the thing is, you went 15-1. You made it to a Super Bowl because you had that identity, but you had the game to back it up as well. Can the Green Bay Packers get the identity and then also find the enforcer, and they can walk as big as they want to and go into any game and say, listen, y'all can try to give us y'all best shot, but y'all ain't going to mess with us because we got each other's back.
Who's the enforcer of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman?
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
It's me.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man, we're in trouble.
Listen, he going to give us enough time to run.
Now, by association, Jason and Madison is the official bodyguard of Ben Brust. And by association, if I said Jason, Brad's being messed with, Kyle's being messed with, let's do something about it.
I'm near tears.
Because I'm soft like that, and I do become near tears a lot. Strofe, you're fending for yourself. I'm not putting Jason and Madison to your defense.
I don't need help.
Oh, wow. That's how you feel, huh?
Oh, man.
Stuff you don't need help?
String Bean doesn't need any help.
I'm glad he has that confidence. He probably has that
I'm
liquid
sad.
courage.
I am near tears.
I think we've been over this, but who's actually been in a fight on this show?
Kyle.
Yeah, I mean,
because I sure have.
Why'd you put your hand up?
So I've been in a
You
few.
must have been in a fake fight.
I've been in a few.
A few?
It's been several years, but yeah.
In actual,
several years. You're like 20.
A real brouhaha? Not just
I
words?
love that word choice.
Not just words?
No, I'm better at the verbal than I am the physical.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Wait a minute, that's not a fight.
No. Physical fight is what I'm referring to.
Did you win?
It depends which one we're looking at. I've lost and won.
At least you have those.
At least you got some of them in the win column.
Why were you in a fight?
Well, yes. And believe it or not, my mouth gets me into trouble sometimes.
Oh, never would have guessed.
So you were the person that you weren't coming to someone else's aid. You require people's aid to come to you.
No. I fend for myself.
Oh.
But sometimes it doesn't go as well.
Greg chimes in, under Softy LaFleur, the Pack will never have a tough guy or image or enforcer.
I feel like we're doing a bad job of giving Zach Thomas roses. I felt like when Jordan Love got late hit any time last year, that guy was ready to step up. Oh, yeah.
What I do like about the Green Bay Packers offensive line is they're really good, so you're not going to see Jordan Love get hit that much. But Jason and Madison chimes in, oh, yeah, Benny, if your boys need me, give me a call. I got they back, broski.
Oh, I feel good about that.
Yeah, no, you should.
Now.
Look, Brad,
you should. Brad's like, I'm about to go get in a fight now.
Yes, I'm going to start one.
Jake chimes in, if a team plays Nuck If You Buck pregame, you know they're about it. If they play Nuck If You Buck remix, don't come out of the locker room. You've already lost. Good call, Kyle.
Oh, yeah, I love Nuck If You Buck, boy. We should play that coming back.
Yeah, we will. We will. 800-990-3776. We'll get your ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line rolling here. But according to our producer, Alex Strofe, who's won a fight and lost a fight, this Becoming Relevant segment is going to be fire today. So we'll see if it's fire coming up next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait.
What?
Wait. My mind is
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. What did I say?
Unacceptable.
My mouth and brain
Unacceptable.
are like not working
Unacceptable. What did I say?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
In Wisconsin, bicycles are legal and intended users of the road. We remind drivers to share the road and make sure to slow down and give at least 3 feet when passing a person biking. Let's make sure everyone, no matter their mode of travel, gets home safely. Learn more at wisconsinbikefed.org.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk all the time about Bank 5-9 and their mission to make lives better. That mission extends beyond their customers and communities to their employees. Bank 5-9 was just honored again by Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 15 years in a row. They were named the #1 mid-sized employer in the region and earned special recognition for the company's overall direction. Want to learn more?
Mark Tauscher here, and there is one thing I think everyone can agree on: pothole. And this year's weather will make it one of the worst years yet. Well, Johnson & Sons Paving is ready to take on the challenge with a team that has over 2 decades of experience. When the potholes pop up in your asphalt, Johnson & Sons
Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What are we doing today?
One of the employee owners.
Location of the Kesslers nearest you. Visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Eagle Sports Range has an unbeatable offer on concealed carry license classes. For just $49, enroll in their 3-hour class led by expert instructors prioritizing safety. Learn laws, techniques, and mindset for responsible carrying. Stick around for an optional hour of range time with instructors included in the package. Practice under professional guidance and gain confidence. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day at 2525 East Layton Avenue in Cudahy. Secure your spot at eaglesportsrange.com. Eagle Sports Range, where safety meets skill.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Look, if you buck, why? 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 J on the track. Look, if you duck, if you duck, if you
I'll tell you what, I was at a graduation party this weekend. You're going to get a taste of that next segment. Graduation party? Guess what? All the adults, what they're drinking. They're drinking carbless. There's cases of carbless. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is my kind of party. There is peach flavor. There is margarita flavor. There's a whole assortment. Everybody was drinking Carbless. Word's out. Carbless is the drink of the summer, fall, spring, and winter, because it's all I drink when I'm looking to kick back, relax, have a good time. I was drinking some Saturday night. Carbless, I love it because it's guilt-free. No carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, less carbonation. It just feels so good when you drink it. I don't feel bloated ever. And the flavors, man, there is something for everybody when it comes to the summertime. Fruit flavors, classic flavors like margarita. There is something for everybody. Made right here in Wisconsin. So whether you're out at the patio, on the lake, tailgating a Brewers game, or just looking to have a good time, discover why Liss is more. Check out and buy some Carbliss. Enjoy it while you're at it. Find them online and at retailers near you.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Shadowboxing, Brad Nortman tell you about Carbliss. Alex Strofe and the higher-ups working on the producing side of the world. I don't know why I called the person who came in a higher-up. Y'all are two dummies. Ben Brust and Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. That is an amazing middle finger.
That was a strong
middle
with
finger.
Authority.
Dang.
That is.
I wish I could do it like that.
Also, Brad, Josh DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brad Nortman doing a live read over Nuck If You Buck is laugh out loud funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it was bringing the vibe.
Brad said, this is quite the choice. So
Yeah,
here we go. To do this?
Nothing says Nuck If You Buck like Carbliss.
Now, per our conversation, we do want to hear from you, 800-990-3776. Caitlin Clark taken out by Kennedy Carter. Got the name right. Woohoo! Again, only relevant because of Caitlin. Good job, Caitlin. We want to know the enforcers. The Brewers have smoke, and they'll take the smoke.
Pat Murphy,
about the smoke. He's the energy that starts. He's a star.
They never had this with
he's a
Craig
straw that
Counsell.
stirs the drink.
Straw. I meant to say straw, but star.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And what's the best music to fight to is now a new suggestion from our KBN Nation. But Peter chimes in as we want to know the enforcers of our Wisconsin teams. Joe Barry didn't use Quay well at all. And I just don't understand why y'all are saying that he isn't the enforcer. I always say you got to have a guy with felon energy on the team, like Clay Matthews.
Oh, my.
I don't know.
Like Clay Matthews.
I don't think Quay Walker has felon energy, though. Like, I felt like Quay Walker was a young, immature person that had to control his emotions. I don't know.
That is a term I never thought I'd hear.
We say Gen Z energy. It doesn't mean you're a felon.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not calling him a felon.
I want somebody who's crazy.
Yeah, Quay is he says Quay is a headhunter.
But Quay doesn't seem crazy, though, right? Like, he walks around after he makes a play.
He hit an athletic trainer.
The athletic trainer touched him.
That's some crazy
he said,
energy.
Who's touching me like that? And so that was just a reaction. I'm talking about a guy, after he makes a play, he gets up and he starts screaming. If Jair Alexander wasn't a $185 and, afraid to tackle sometimes, he would have that type of energy, right? Somebody that's going jaw jack, somebody going to hit their head, somebody say, yeah, I want to eat. I'm eating. Like, I want that, right? I don't want
Well, they're going to have that. If they're going to change the philosophy of the defense, I think organically we're going to see who's about that life. And if you're not about that life, you're not going to be on the roster.
To continue to use
we're all
the
in
analogy.
Nuck If You Buck energy right now.
Yeah, I mean, these players sincerely felt like they were put on a leash, right? So if we're going to keep the junkyard dog analogy going, they're about to
JYD.
They're about to be unleashed. So we're going to see who the guys are that are really kind of like to hang out at home, or like to go get it.
Devondre Campbell, who we're I think all happy is out of the Green Bay Packers locker room. He talked about how he felt like he never was able to play a role that he would excel at because he was held back by Joe Barry's defense. So if that is the case, if there is a hold me back, not figuratively in a fight, but from a mentality and physical and mental standpoint about how they approach defense, then we are going to see the exact thing that Brad said.
Well, and who would you guys either like to see take that step forward, or who do you think is going to be it? Because I think we get all in agreement. Look, Quay Walker might have the physical capability, but he hasn't proven that he's an enforcer by any means.
Yeah, if Rashawn Garo is better in the run defense, like he's kind of a one-trick pony right now, I'd give it to Rashawn. Like Preston maybe is about that life a little bit.
Preston seems physical.
I'm interested to see the mentality that Edrin Cooper brings, right? Very talented linebacker, and he's in that position where you're able to be that enforcer on the field, right? Has the athletic ability. I don't know the type of edge he plays with whatsoever, but he's a guy that could potentially have that type of impact on the team because I think we've talked about it enough that we would love to see Quay Walker develop that, but he may not be that guy. But Edrin Cooper could be.
Sorry, I would love to see Kenny Clark be that guy. I just don't know if it's in him.
He's had too much of a sample size of
I agree.
6 years right in the center of that D.
The skill set would allow him to be otherworldly because we see it in flashes, but then he disappears for a couple of games. Imagine if he had that mentality. He'd be disruptive, not quite like Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald-esque.
And I think it has to come from one of these young guys from the last couple draft classes, from the 2023 or 2024 draft class, who are on the field making plays, in small sample sizes. But it's going to have to come from one of those guys because, as you said, you already know what you're going to get from a Rashawn Gary. You already know what you're going to get from a Kenny Clark. So it has to be one of these guys. Heck, Carrington Valentine, I love the swagger that he plays with and the confidence that he plays with as a 7th-round pick. I just don't see him as being that guy. But it's going to have to be one of these young guys who has to play to back up the talk.
You know why? Because it could be Xavier McKinney. It could be one of the younger guys because they weren't under the system of the Green Bay Packers 3-4 softer defense. They don't know any better. So whatever they're being coached and taught, they are a green mind that is ready to take in the information, listen, and as I said, be about that life. As somebody chimed in and said, it is weird to hear Ben say about that life.
Yeah, it kind of is, actually. It sounds like how I would say it.
Whoa. I'm not that white.
Be about that life. Be about it. The hard part with the veterans is they've already put it on film. They already have a persona. They already have a reputation around the league. They already have a style of play. It's going to be really hard to break that down to then recreate an image of an enforcer. That's why it is these young guys, either a first-year guy, rookie, or a second-year guy that's still blossoming, that really has the best opportunity to be that for the Green Bay Packers. We
have a submission from Josh DiMaggio who's listening, said, it could be Kenny, because if he's not playing nose tackle, right as a two technique, you're going to have a couple guys down line now where maybe it changes the amount of work. He used to have to take up so much. Now he can have some more room.
Playing with an attitude and an edge. When you look at Terrell Suggs, right, he played with an edge. It's about having that swagger about you.
Who was the last one for the Packers then? Who was the last enforcer for the Packers on defense?
The guy with a mentality I love is probably like a Mike Daniels that I can think about immediately. A guy that had an attitude. I mean, I had to go down the roster. I was like, oh yeah, I remember him.
Don't you think it should come from that place, like a defensive lineman?
Yeah, it has to come from a hard hitting safety, a D lineman who can set the tone in the trenches.
Shoot, it could be a linebacker too. You're right. It's not going to be your like secondary or nickel.
No, typically not going to be one of those. It's got to be a dude.
They're going to talk.
You look at him.
And try and back it up with play.
Exactly, but do a lot of chirping, but it's like, hey, bro, I'm just a corner, right? You have to be a dude that is intimidating not only with his mouth, his play, and his physique.
Well, and it's got to be put on the field because everyone talks, right? But if you have a guy that actually backs it up, it becomes infectious. That's where all of a sudden it's not one guy. It's what I was saying at the start where it's like, I want a collective unit of guys that are going to step up. And you have strength in numbers because if you see a dude go for it, I mean, that lifts your spirits. I mean, punter aside, even me on the sideline, I see an enforcer go at it. My edge has stepped up a little bit.
So imagine, energy.
Was it a gunner?
Oh goodness! If a gunner goes down there and it's like a bang, catch hit, I'm like, oh baby, let's go.
Get you hyped up.
Yeah, it's hard to point to the Packers special teams as guys who were enforcers as they continue to be at the bottom of the
But as we're thinking about enforcers, right? Somebody said Clay Matthews. I just talked about Mike Daniels. And then on top of that, you think about a Charles Woodson. All these guys were when the Green Bay Packers were a Super Bowl contending, Super Bowl winning football team.
Powerful.
It says a lot.
In terms of the Milwaukee Bucks, Dan chimes in, Dan Atosa. Bobby Portis definitely the enforcer of the Bucks. That's a crazy-eyed dude that I don't want to meet in an alley.
That's 100% fact.
100%.
I want him on my team.
Yeah.
That's why the combination of him and PJ was something to watch. That was awesome.
It was great.
Championship
run. They were clowning the Suns. Bobby was clowning. Bobby basically, next to Chris Paul, was doing the, hey, you're really little and you're kind of irrelevant, and clapping and high-stepping, and I loved it.
It was great.
I loved it.
Great times. We need it back. Run it back.
Man, we got to do Nuck If You Buck coming in a lot more, because the energy from us is some real tough guy energy that we're not about that life. And I just want to say about that life again.
You like that, huh? Not about that life?
Yeah, I feel tough behind this microphone.
I'm glad
it's like behind a computer screen when you tweet.
Very safe. Very safe on this side.
Like Kennedy Carter talking about Caitlin Clark, not doing it at the podium.
That's just ridiculous. I'm so sick of these WNBA haters. These women need to sit down and just need to be happy that Caitlin Clark is helping them elevate their game.
Yeah, I guess this is a good point by Alex Strofe. Would you like to chime in?
Kenny Clark's handle on all social media is KC Bout That Life.
Oh, my goodness.
But that's some fraudulent energy, though. That, like, if you got to say it, you aren't that.
Fair point.
That's a good point, Ben.
He's not about. How many times have we seen him in a scuffle? He's been here how long? 9 years?
I ain't seen one.
Exactly. I want to see you in a scuffle. I want to say, yeah.
You get anointed about that life or about that life. You don't just get to claim it.
Yeah. Who knows what life he's talking about? He bought that life and making money.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep your submissions coming, 800-990-3776. And I have no idea what Brad Nortman put together, but when he does these things, I usually smile, laugh, and I'm entertained. Brad Nortman went to a graduation ceremony. We graduate the 2023 Packers into the 2024 Packers with Brad Nortman next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Can you try it again?
Worcestershire. It's getting Worcestershire every time I say it.
Shire.
Worcestershire. How you trying to say
Why would they name something so complicated?
Exactly. You're trying to say it. It's WORCESTER Shire. Worcestershire.
All right, as we're looking that up, 2 more questions.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, no.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It feels like it should end at Worcestershire.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Alex Strofe is Mr. Irrelevant.
And they got a title, but I worry about what the future of this team is.
Tune into ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 for Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
I do not touch TikTok at work.
I don't believe you at all.
Look at my screen time if you want to. You can look at my screen time if you want to. I'd happily send it to you.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
A Brewers Group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. You can count on the Brewers to host an event your crew won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls, and right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions apply. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same-day estimate from 2 Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when 2 Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit 2menandajuncktruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for 2, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 46 to 48-ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny ice cream, $3.99. 14.1 to 33.5-ounce selected varieties Culinary Circle Pizza, $4.99. 64-ounce selected varieties Sunny Delight, 2 for $3. 4 to 6-count selected varieties Northern Bath or Brawny Towels, $7.49.
Why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take them out at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 24th.
lower prices. Those aren't words you hear too often these days, but at your local Milwaukee and Chicago area IKEA stores, they've rolled out new lower prices on hundreds of your favorite furniture and home furnishing options throughout the store, making it more affordable to give any room in your home a stylish makeover. Utilizing innovations in design, production, and packaging, we strive to cut costs and lower prices without compromising quality, passing those savings on to you. Visit your local IKEA stores to see what savings are coming next.
At the YMCA, finding your why starts by making an impact together, touching lives for the better. It can be the gift of time or treasure, supporting a community through talent without measure. Here, compassion fuels commitment, finding fulfillment through enrichment, serving and improving. What a way to live, and what a gift it is to give. Find your why and get involved today at ymca.org for a better us.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Yes, sir! Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their wheels split.
A Royal Rumble to the death. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, and Alex Strofe. Who wins? Brad's out first by the producer.
Wow.
That's the energy that I need to hear.
I feel like I wouldn't win. I'll be honest.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
That's all I need. I got an edge on him.
You're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Was a punter.
The thing is, I'll be honest, I've never actually gotten in a fight, so I don't know how I'll respond.
But do you get angry?
Rarely.
I mean, but can somebody get you to the point where you black out and you just start swanging?
I've never been there.
Swanging.
But I can get angry.
All right, then. If you get angry, sometimes you just throw them
You never know.
bows.
You never
Well, if
know
I
who's
was
living
Brad,
inside me.
I would have been angry sitting at a commencement speech in a high school graduation. Now, it was the right thing to do. It's always the right thing to do, but those are a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say that.
Yeah, don't go that far. Don't go that
Ben
far.
Brust, Kyle Walsh,
Congratulations
Brad
to the class
Nortman.
of 2024 high school graduates. Do not let Ben Brust try to
Y'all did
delegitimize.
nothing.
Yeah, congratulations.
Y'all did nothing.
That is a phenomenal accomplishment.
You just
And
showed up and got
No,
grades.
you didn't show up. You worked hard. Now keep going. What's the next step? You choose what your life is.
I need to be a
wrong-
commencement speaker.
No, you would be
a downer.
I'd be 10 times the speaker of Harrison Butker. I'm just kidding. 800-990-3776.
When the bar is the floor,
then I'm going to win. Now, Brad, you put something together to celebrate the 2023 Packers and move on to the 2024 Packers.
Yeah, KBN Nation, you know me. Sometimes I'm just sitting in these things. I was sitting at a 2-hour-long Saturday night, interesting choice, commencements, high school graduation.
Saturday night?
Saturday, under the lights. Under the
That
lights,
is
8 to
very
10.
interesting.
They don't deserve that
Yeah.
prime time spot for
it was
showing up to
wild.
class.
I don't think I like that.
But, I sat back and they read the names, and there were 6 speeches, 6 of them. Six. So all I could think about is...
6?
How
long was this?
Oh, forever.
I mean, I will say it was 500 names, and it was machine gun pace. So that was impressive. And none of the speeches were overly long.
It's not rapid fire machine gun pace.
So anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, and the creative juices are flowing, and something just dawns on me. Like, what if it was the Green Bay Packers that were sitting in these seats with their gowns on and the graduation cap? And what would I say to them? What would be my commencement speech to the Green Bay Packers? And before he starts, yes, I know they're not graduating to anything. They're changing seasons, but play along with me. It was a lot of fun to write. This is what I would say to this Green Bay Packer team. Graduating, leaving the school that they were in, and moving on to the next season of life.
Does Brad speak here?
I should be. Ladies and gentlemen, Packer shareholders, cheeseheads of all ages, and KBN Nation. It is my distinguished honor to celebrate the commencement of this Green Bay Packer team. On these hallowed grounds, give our superintendent, Mark Murphy, a round of applause for bringing the high-profile student orientation to Green Bay in 2025. That new student wing he helped build is paying off. This group has already accomplished so many remarkable feats, especially after the dean of our students, Mr. Brian Gutekunst, forced so many of you to skip grades and enroll in PhD-level courses at a record young age. The faculty here at Green Bay has certainly had mixed results. A student walkout almost occurred on Mr. Barry, but the energetic Mr. Halfley makes every day feel like a field trip. gym teacher, Mr. Campanelli, has frightened some, but encouraged many as they walk out to practice. And who can forget about the beloved Mr. LaFleur? Special thanks to him for showing that he can create curriculum that can make anybody successful. This class is an eclectic one. Every class has a class clown. Hey, what up, Jair? Remember when he tried to step in and teach a class? Wild. The suspension was worth it. Class president and valedictorian Jordan Love. He's bound for big things. It won't take a Hail Mary for him to have success. His days of paying tuition are over. Don't let the large shadow of 1997 and 2011 Green Bay Packers intimidate you. It's a new dawn and your time is now. As you embark on this next season of your lives, remember that the world is your end zone. Today we celebrate not the ending of 4 quarters, but the beginning of a long overtime that we call life in the NFL. Time to Lambeau leap your way into Super Bowl contention and once again hold the trophy named after our founder, the esteemed emeritus Professor Lombardi. One warning, you're going to come across some interesting people along the way. Some people who think it's their world and you're just living in it, Cowboy fans. And some people that are just plain idiots, Bears fans. Don't let their delusional worldviews affect yours. Stay together wherever you will go. You will find one another with a simple Go Pack Go or the Bears still suck.
Throwing my hat in the air.
Hat in the air. Woo! Happy graduation, Green Bay Packers.
Gosh, you are good with words.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. But I just gave everybody a role and addressed them as if they were their class. I particularly liked the Cowboy and the Bear fan jabs. That was my favorite part of the whole speech.
Don't let their views affect you. It's so relatable in today's world.
Facts.
Yep, there's some crazies out there.
There is.
Don't let it affect you.
Oh man, dang, Brad, this goes so hard, Stevie. I don't know if we get a little too knuck if you're buck there, but I don't know if this goes hard. I thought it was very eloquent. Thought it was put together nicely. You are a wordsmith.
Yeah, Lambeau leaping into the next hour.
Yeah. Yep. Into Super Bowl contention.
Hey.
And Jair Alexander, class clown, stepping in, teaching a class.
Then who was... So you had Jair there. Who was the student walkout?
That was the defense hating Joe Barry.
Okay, because I had Jair for that.
Yeah.
So he had two words.
It was the defense that would almost organize a walkout on Professor Barry. Crazy times at Green Bay University.
Sometimes these kids are onto something.
Sometimes they are. But they love
Just sometimes. 800-990-3776. React to Brad's commencement speech. But don't go anywhere because we are Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. We'll be back in 2 minutes across ESPN Wisconsin. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh for the Bath Authority, and if your bath or shower is old, outdated, has mold and mildew, or broken tiles, you gotta call my friends at the Bath Authority. All Bath Authority products are 100% made in the USA and can be installed in as little as 1 day by a certified factory technician. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety by scheduling your free in-home estimate and getting $1,500 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Restrictions do apply. The Bath Authority.
You know the players, you know the stats, and you know basketball. It's playoff time, so put your knowledge where the money is and win up to 100 times your cash with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and submit your lineup. Turn $10 into $1,000 with just 4 correct picks. You can choose from traditional stats like points or assists, or more unique ones like getting a dunk or 3-pointers. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Join the Prize Picks community of over 5 million users who have already signed up. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code WI. That's code WI on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Grab your bike August 3rd and 4th and hit the road for Bike MS Best Damn Bike Tour, presented by the Wilkie Family Foundation. Be part of a one-of-a-kind experience with extraordinary routes around the Baraboo area that comes with a sense of pride that you're making a difference for the more than 20,000 people here in Wisconsin who live with multiple sclerosis. Enjoy the beautiful Wisconsin summer and don't just ride, Bike MS. Register today at bikems.org. That's bikems.org.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Brad Nortman giving a commencement speech for the 2023 Green Bay Packers as they venture off into the new world.
Do you think your alma mater of Brookfield Central would ever ask you back?
They should.
To give a speech?
Campaign right now.
You're not famous enough quite for the Wisconsin Badgers. But for Brookfield Central, you're definitely
I think all
famous
four of us should see who can get to do a commencement speech at their high school first.
I did one at my middle school.
Doesn't count.
I agree.
I haven't done one at all. I would love to be asked back. I don't know.
Brad
We'll
for
see.
commencement speech at Brookfield.
You know, I actually...
And if you missed Brad's commencement speech, go to Wisconsin On Demand or YouTube, watch back around 2:45.
So there's only really one Hall of Fame I have any chance to get into. It's the Brookfield Central Athletic Hall of Fame. I have not heard any knocks on my door for that one.
Really?
Either.
He said no knocks on my door.
What?
And I've seen some other people get in.
Give me the AD's number. No, Strofe, we're getting the AD on the air.
No.
Baloney. You can be off the show.
What we
You don't
are
have to be here.
finding out. What we are finding out is that Brad obviously doesn't have that. You don't have the pull in the Brookfield area because a lot of it's a popularity contest. Because I know in Whitefish Bay, I'm not a good enough athlete to be considered, but there are people who are tremendous athletes that did not get in or get asked because nobody nominated them, and they're not kind of in the community.
In the circles of the school board and the people that...
Interesting.
My friend is the top
Let me get after
I need to glad hand a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just be a little presidential with it.
Or just
campaign.
Somebody need. We may need.
I'm your campaign chair.
Oh my!
I'm sitting in this chair to make sure that you are in the Brookfield Central
Athletic
Hall of Fame, and that you give a speech at the commencement ceremony. Like,
He's a Lancers legend.
He played in the NFL. He punted in a Super Bowl.
What athletes?
And he's smart.
Wait, can I ask you? Are there any athletes from your grade that have been put into the Hall of Fame?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No.
You got any closet Olympians that played other sports?
Well, I mean, there are certainly some that are like, and all are worthy of to be in the Central Hall of Fame.
No. That kind of energy is not going to get you in.
Okay, so for instance, I wouldn't say I belong in the Wisconsin Football Hall of Fame because like my time at Wisconsin, I wasn't an elite punter at Wisconsin. I was really good.
You were really good.
But like, I don't think going to the NFL demarks that. I thought I was actually really good in high school. Like outside of punting, of being all state and all conference, offensive
You
player
played
of the
like
year.
80 positions.
Yeah, both ways, and state championships. Runner-ups, of course. Brad
doesn't win championships.
But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I saw that this year. I was like, I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah,
but
I'm seeing
not
the
a diva.
inductees here for the Athletic Hall of Fame, and now you're not.
There are some legit ones. My coach just got in there. Mark Adams, basketball coach. That's well deserved.
There is a date already determined for the 2025 ceremony.
Yeah.
It's coming up on May 17th. That's a Saturday night. We've got, that's
we got a
almost
year. We got a year.
Yeah, got a year.
Let's get some liners.
I found the athletic director's email. I've already written an email. We'll be pressing send shortly.
Be gentle.
Oh, of course.
Of course. No, this is.
Wait a minute! Don't ruin
I'm
my
about
chances.
to get blackballed. It's gonna be like you think you will never get in.
I'm a schmoozer, Brad.
I would like you to create a liner for this. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, and every day hear Brad Nortman, Super Bowl 50 runner-up and great Brookfield Central Lancer, who was all-state and a wonderful person in the community. Please nominate him for the Brookfield Central Hall of Fame.
Brad, what year did you graduate?
2008.
Okay.
2008.
It's got to happen. Is there?
I'm just looking to see if there's other
10 years or
nominations.
something.
Yeah, maybe there's a minimum.
No,
but
two people from the class of 2014 were nominated.
Who the hell are they?
Oh my gosh!
That's who are they?
Was
Who are
it
they?
was it Chikwe Abase?
No, it was Riley LaChance and Elizabeth Flatley.
LaChance?
LaChance went to Vanderbilt.
Cool.
In basketball.
I know LaChance.
Yeah.
Good dude.
How did he get in before you?
That's
honestly
baloney.
have no idea.
He got in before
No, this is
you.
officially baloney. I mean, I can't say
mean,
be baloney sausage. but it is.
Yeah.
Love LaChance. Good guy.
Yeah, I
but
definitely knew of
nowhere did he have the scholar or the accolades athletically and the professional career that you had.
I'm right there with you, Ben.
This is
right there
Cut the malarkey, Brookfield Central. Make the call. Get the knock on the door. No, I know we're playing around.
You know, hey, I'll take back the baloney thing. Good for I got to be more PC on this. Well deserved.
Yeah, but I don't want to get myself blackballed.
Exactly, but I am dead serious when it comes to Brookfield Central and who you were in high school, right? Like, I knew who you were in high school.
Cool.
He's a tremendous athlete, but then what he did after, right? And then following in the footsteps of Joe Thomas, right? It's like Brookfield Central is on the map. They continue to have players that are going to the NFL. Brad Nortman deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Brad doesn't have a mean bone in his body.
Yeah, and what's weird is
I try and be mean to Brad, and he's just nicer to me.
It's like a
bad relationship.
Yeah, exactly. I will say what's weird is my jersey. My Carolina Panther jersey is framed in the gym.
Oh, I saw it
and signed.
I took a picture of it.
So it's like it's weird that that's in there. And I'm not in the Hall of Fame.
Is LaChance up there anywhere with the jersey?
I don't believe so. I think it's only me, Joe Thomas, and another guy that played for the Steelers in the 70s.
There are only 3 athletes in the Brookfield Central Hall of Fame that played from 2000 to 2009 or graduated from 2000 to 2009. Those names are Joe Thomas.
Yep.
Well deserved.
Ben Strickland.
Oh,
well deserved.
Well deserved. Yeah,
but wait a minute, he played at Wisconsin.
Yeah, he did.
Was he a walk on?
He was a walk on.
Well, what the heck?
we got a scholarship guy. We got a professional football player in the NFL.
And the third one, also class of 2003, Steve Johnson.
Okay, so those guys were like the athletic trio in Joe Thomas's class. Joe, Steve, and Ben. So those guys were.
So you're not close enough with Joe. This goes back to what Kyle said. This is the close knit group.
How
many letters did you win?
How many sports did you play too?
Well, I played 2, basketball and football. I think I won 3 years for football because I was out my freshman year with the torn ACL, and then I won.
And then you still did all
2
this
for basketball because I didn't play my senior year.
So 5.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are multiple.
Well, so I will say this about Strickland, Thomas.
Why are you doing that, Strove?
Well, I'm trying to format my email to the athletic director to try to sell it.
Well,
5-time letter winner, you would have the least letters of anybody.
Yeah,
in this
you got to lean into the football parks. I will say Johnson, Strickland, and Thomas. Those guys were all.
This is a law first.
Steve
Johnson, Strickland, and Thomas.
Johnson was an 11-time letter winner.
Yeah, and so track.
It's more than double you.
It's not his fault he tore his ACL.
Well, track, football,
he didn't play enough sports.
And basketball, they went to state. So, they had, every season, they made their Wisconsin State imprint. For 3 straight years. It was ridiculous.
You should be in the Hall of Fame, buddy.
Thank you.
You're a Hall of Famer in my book.
That's all I care about. The KBN Nation Hall of Fame.
Well, we didn't put you there yet.
Okay, fair.
We've only been around for 9 months.
Hey, I bet you none of those guys have WBAs. Best radio show.
Yeah. Joe
Thomas
was national for a minute.
He wishes he could have a WBA.
He sure does.
800-990-3776. Say the nicest thing you can say about Brad Nortman. 800-990-3776. Because we will be putting all of these submissions from KBN Nation in the email to the athletic director to show why he should be in the Athletic Hall of Fame at Brookfield Central. Again, nicest thing you can say about Brad Nortman, 800-990-3776.
I'm clearing my schedule for Saturday, May 17th, 2025, so
we'll be there.
Ooh, that's calling your shot right there.
Yeah, I'm clearing my schedule. Make sure I'm available.
You know what the week before that is?
No?
The WBAs.
Oh, man.
Big month for us.
Big month.
Well,
2 times.
We got to put together some good content. And I don't know if this segment was it. 800-990-3776 for you to chime in with your nicest things you can say about Brad Nortman. And if you say anything mean, I'll find you. No, I won't. We'll get to Cheers 2 and pour one out like we do every Monday when the weekend passes. Next. Jason Wilde's next. Never mind. Then we're going to Cheers 2.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
But what I've heard is very nutritious.
I was actually about to ask.
Very
this
nutritious.
is the last conversation on it. Did you taste it? Come on, did you taste it?
You got to. You got to make sure that it's good and good for your baby.
Yeah.
I know Jonathan Brust has. I have not yet.
Okay.
I definitely am.
You might as well take a little shot.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Delays continue on northbound 43 coming out of the Marquette interchange all the way up to Keefe. Southbound side slowing down from before Hampton down to Keefe. Westbound 94, a little tight from 27th Street through the Mitchell Boulevard area. Eastbound's going to be heavy in pockets heading through the Stadium interchange. Also backups westbound 894 from 27th Street to 68 through that construction zone. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's Power Lunch. From 11 to 2, get an entree and 30 minutes of unlimited gameplay for only $14.99. Dave & Buster's, get a full plate of fun. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, scattered afternoon storms, a high of 77. Tonight, storms early, humid with a low of 63. Weather is brought to you by Golden Mast Inn Business Showcase. See their event space during a complimentary open house tonight from 4 until 7. Register at goldenmastin.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Trade proposal, Christian Watson. Packers receive Justin Jefferson. I think I found a way for us to get Ayuk, Jefferson, and T. Higgins and not have to give up all that much.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Even when you get a great price, diamonds cost a lot of money.
But we want you to be able to buy the engagement ring you really want.
You won't have to settle for anything less than fantastic when you come to Kessler's.
We do everything in our power to make it possible for you to give her that magical engagement ring you really want her to have.
Friendly financing makes it possible.
We can give you 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit.
And with approved credit, we can give you 36 months to pay with just 9.99%.
And if getting your credit approved is a problem, we've even got second chance financing for people who deserve a second chance.
Don't settle for second best. Come to Kessler's.
Seriously, we do everything in our power to make it possible for you to give her that magical engagement ring you really want her to have.
That's the sort of thing you can expect from us when you hear us say, "Welcome to Kessler's."
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com. And one more thing, welcome to Kessler's.
Lower prices. Those aren't words you hear too often these days. But at your local Milwaukee and Chicago area IKEA stores, they've rolled out new lower prices on hundreds of your favorite furniture and home furnishing options throughout the store, making it more affordable to give any room in your home a stylish makeover. Utilizing innovations in design, production, and packaging, we strive to cut costs and lower prices without compromising quality, passing those savings on to you. Visit your local IKEA stores to see what savings are coming next.
Get ready to go all in for cash battles at Potawatomi. This June, go head-to-head with your fellow club members for a chance at your share of $200 grand in cash. Play with your club card for entries. Hourly drawings on June 6th and 20th from 4 to 8 p.m. Each drawing, 2 winners split 20 grand. Cash battles at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. It's the biggest cash bash of the summer. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
The Brewers Sunday Fun Day Bundle is your new way to brunch this summer. Get tickets, food, beverages, and parking for up to 15 people, starting at $62. Get yours at brewers.com/funday.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you.
We are campaigning for our guy, Brad Nortman, as he deserves to be in the Brookfield Central Athletic Hall of Fame. We're Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, 800-990-3776. And if you have anything nice to say, we might use this in our letter to Brookfield Central. Send some nice notes about Brad. And what a perfect transition to bring in Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch across ESPN Wisconsin from 9 to noon. Jason, welcome into the program.
Thanks for having me.
I would love...
So what are you doing?
Well, we looked up who is in the Brookfield Central Hall of Fame, and there's been some people that are deserving.
Not everybody, Jason.
But I feel as if our guy Brad deserves some more recognition. So if you would, on the record, like to give a statement about Bradley Nortman that is from the heart, we would welcome that if you'd like to give that. If not, we can get it done.
No, I'm good. I got nothing good to say about him. I've never really liked him that much.
Oh,
you know who I'm a big fan of though is Jonas DeClona. Do you guys know who Jonas?
Yeah,
DeClona
cornerback from the Badgers. What is that?
Wait a minute.
Wait, that's a real person?
Really a person?
Jonas DeClona? Yeah, he's a cornerback for the Wisconsin Badgers. He was a freshman last year.
Oh,
for real?
Oh my God! All right.
Wow.
Holy crap! You're right.
Jason Wilde sent me a text Saturday at 9:00. He said, "Not sure who this Jonas DeClona is, but it seems like a good bargain to get a Badgers jersey with his signature and Bob's Bots autograph too. Is there a Bob Bots?"
That I don't know.
What's that?
Can you just? I'll get you there. I just need you to look up if there's a Bob's Bots because there was a Jonas DeLochna. What is it, Kyle?
I think it is DeClona.
DeClona?
I was like, oh, Jason, what nugget do you have on the Badgers?
Jason sent me a link to shopgoodwill.com, and it is a Josh Gosser jersey with Josh Gosser and Ben Brust's signature on it, and it says for Jonas DeLochna.
What?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What's it going for?
Yeah.
So somebody forged your signature?
No, that's my signature, and that's Josh's signature. But they're selling it as this Jonas guy. And Bob Bott. Who's Bob Bott?
Oh, this is...
Well, that one I was just trying to read the handwriting because your handwriting is less than outstanding. So I was guessing because I knew it was your signature right away, Brad, or Ben.
Yeah.
Brad, I don't think has signed this, but yeah, first of all, it's a basketball jersey. It's not a football jersey. It's from the Adidas era, and right now it's the minimum bid is $16.
Oh wow!
I've got 2 days and
Yikes.
4 hours left if I want to bid higher because my bid has been outbid.
What was your bid?
Yeah,
An unautographed Brad card was sold for more than that jersey 2 weeks ago.
Damn.
Really?
Any Bob's Bot though? On the no, it doesn't exist. I know Jason made that up. So
I made that up, but I didn't know that Jonas DeClona. Did he play a lot for the Badgers?
As a true freshman, he did play quite a bit.
More than the value of what Brust and Gosser combined on a jersey.
I don't know enough about. I find myself much less knowledgeable about college football rosters in the NIL transfer portal era.
Oh, it's impossible
I feel like
to follow.
I was pretty up to speed, and that sounds like a guy that I should have known, so I'm embarrassed that I didn't. But I just thought that whoever listed this jersey looked at Gosser's signature and said, yeah, that looks like Jonas DeClona. So that's what I thought. But be that as it may. All right. If we're saying nice things about Brad, I will say those things privately, or if you need me to write a strongly worded letter to the nomination.
Ooh. We're legitimately putting together an email with any recommendations, and I think you would be great ad, wouldn't you say, Strofe?
I would say so, yeah. I'm working on mine, Jason. I would love your help. I would think between you being a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year and me formerly working for the Denmark News, I think we could really craft something up.
This is what we need, a media blitz.
Yeah, and I can't wait to include there how he gave up a successful burgeoning career in the world of high finance to join our team. It just says everything about him, or about his terrible judgment that he decided to do that.
It says I'm a man of the people. It says I want to connect with the people, and I want to connect with you, Brookfield Central alumni community.
Campaigning, crushing this.
And that is a wonderful initial statement on my campaign, Jason. But I want to know your official statement on the Justin Jefferson deal. So when I saw this, I thought, look, he's a great receiver, kind of a dumb move for the Minnesota Vikings. This is like living in Siberia and buying a Ferrari. You're just not going to get much use out of it because you didn't take care and you don't know the quarterback position first. If you don't have a proven quarterback, a deal like this doesn't make much sense to me.
Living in Siberia? What?
Living in Siberia and you bought a Ferrari.
If we're gonna get you into the Hall of Fame, you got to work on your analogy.
I thought it was good.
That's a good one.
How should be so
How are they going to drive a Ferrari in Siberia?
You're not going to be able to use it.
I don't know. I remember Rocky training in Siberia. It looked like they had some Mercedes-Benz station wagons that the KGB used while they were watching them.
Shout out Zimbrick European off the Beltline Rock Road.
Yeah, check that out. Look, the first person I thought of was Kyle Wallace.
Hey.
Because Kyle Wallace, and we revisited this a little bit yesterday on the Sunday Karma program, but Kyle Wallace does not want teams spending money on wide receivers, or more accurately, I guess, Kyle, you don't want the Packers spending on wide receivers. You want everybody else spending on number one wide receivers because you think that's a waste of money.
That is correct. That is correct.
So I think that this is the, as we like to say, the cost of doing business. And while you may have a fine analogy there, Bradley, what if you have a young quarterback, and we can go all the way back to when a young Brett Favre took over as quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, having a guy who is that level of elite is such an advantage, right? If you don't have the embarrassment of riches that the Green Bay Packers have at wide receiver, to have that guy to be able to help your young quarterback out of just about every pickle he gets into, I just think that that's a really good thing. And so the way they're currently constructed, I don't think this is a Ferrari in Siberia. I think this is a really good thing for a young quarterback as he gets to a point where then he doesn't have to rely on one guy. And, you know, when you look at, they also have Jordan Addison, who's a really good wide receiver. Like, their philosophy, which is not the Kyle Wallace philosophy, is, all right, we drafted a young quarterback. We're going to give him all these weapons and hope that he can get those weapons the ball. And we'll see if that actually occurs or not. But it all depends on how good J.J. McCarthy is. That'll decide whether or not this was money well spent for a team that's, I still can't believe they went from 13-4 and winning 11 one-score games to being in rebuilding mode, like overnight.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Crazy.
just wild what they've done there. But again, my biggest issue with the Kyle Wallace plan, which ties into the Justin Jefferson contract, is that it is predicated on Brian Gutekunst being this good at drafting wide receivers into perpetuity. And I don't know, based on his track record, you can't, if you're going to do this, if you're not going to pay somebody, if one of these guys becomes maybe not as good as Justin Jefferson, but Justin Jefferson light, and you're not going to pay him because you think, well, we can just keep replacing guys, then you can't have an Amari Rodgers. You can't have a Jamon Moore. You can't have a Ty Montgomery. You can't have, back in 2005, Terrence Murphy, who was a second-round pick, but he broke his neck in Carolina, and now a second-round pick that you had designs on him being a good player for you for a long time is not available to you. So I think stars are still valuable at that position, but you better have the other pieces. And if the Vikings, after everything they did to get J.J. McCarthy, got the quarterback position wrong, then you're right. This will be like having a luxury sports car and not being able to drive it.
So, Jason, based off of this, right, are you under the impression that if Davante Adams found a way to stay with the Green Bay Packers, that it would have been great for Jordan Love? Because, you know, it may be unfair because he wasn't ready at the time. He targeted Davante like 15 times against Kansas City when he stepped in for Rodgers when he had COVID.
Yeah.
And it didn't go great, but it worked out when he had all these young wide receivers because they traded Davante and then built the roster up that way. So are you still under the impression that if Davante was here, he would have had the same level of success?
Well, first of all, they don't have the wasted 2022 season. I'm not saying they win the Super Bowl in 2022, but they don't go 8-9. They don't play on the last game of the year at home against Detroit and miss the playoffs. They're already in the playoffs if Davante Adams is on that team. Secondly, I understand he probably does not draft the volume of wide receivers that he did in the 2022 and 2023 drafts, but he probably dropped some of them. And the problem, in my opinion, during the later years of the Davante Adams Green Bay tenure is that they didn't augment him with other good players at his position.
That's a good point.
Like, I like Alan Lazard a ton, but Alan Lazard is we know what Alan Lazard is, and the Jets overpaid him in their quest for Aaron Rodgers, and we saw what Alan Lazard was without Aaron Rodgers, did we not? Not very good.
Inactive.
Yeah, right. A healthy scratch late in the year. Goody also missed a tight end on DeGuara and on Jay Sternberger. So you're looking at like that 2020 team. Their second leading receiver when Rodgers won the MVP the first time in the back-to-back years was Robert Tonyan, who was an undrafted guy that they plucked off of a practice squad toward the end of the 17 or 18 season. He was, the fact that he was their number 2 receiver in terms of receptions tells you everything you need to know about how neglectful they've been of that position. Because look, Goody had those 3 wide receivers he took in 18. Jamon Moore, who was terrible. MVS, who I still say is a one-trick pony. And Equanimous St. Brown, who kept making the roster largely by default, right? Because they didn't get anybody better. He certainly wasn't an outstanding wide receiver. He wasn't anything close to what his brother is. And then you go through 19, you go through 20, you go through 21, and the only wide receiver you're adding there is Amari Rodgers, if I recall correctly, at least any of the first 2 days of the draft of each of those years. So, they neglected the position. When Goody then addressed it in 22 and 23, it appears he's gotten at least 4 good wide receivers, right? Watson when healthy, Dobbs, who's extremely reliable and very good in the red zone, Reed, who led them in receptions, yards, and tied for the team lead in receiving touchdowns last year, and Wicks, who came on in the second half of the season and looks like he could be a pretty darn good player. But that was after the neglect and after that position withered on the vine beyond Davante Adams. So again, I'm not saying that you can't win the way they're doing it, but your margin for error in the draft becomes much smaller if you decide we're not going to pay people that are really, really good at that position.
Jason, I love this conversation.
This is Kyle.
What are you doing, Stroh?
It sure is Kyle Brust.
We're not done with Jason. What are you doing?
We are not. Jason, I look at it from a positive lens, and I think that Goody may have just figured it out. But I do want to talk a little bit about the enforcer mentality, because we all saw what happened with Caitlin Clark over the weekend, with her basically getting pushed over and nobody on her team doing anything about it. Do you think the Green Bay Packers need to find an enforcer in order for them to win a championship? We know the Fever ain't winning one no time soon.
Yeah, that was I saw that clip too, and I'm not sure what to make of that. Because I remember there was a time, and you can say what you want about Aaron Rodgers, but there were multiple incidents that we've seen, right, during the waning years of his time in Green Bay, where guys came to his aid, right? There was a big fight in the end zone at Tennessee. TJ Lang almost got kicked out of a game for going after somebody. So I didn't think that was a real great look for the Fever. I think they've got guys like that.
Really?
I do think, yeah, now they don't have a guy that's that's all he does, right? He's just sort of that hockey goon, who just gets into fights and beats guys up. But I think they've got, first of all, I do think they have that kind of connectivity. I would think that if anyone cheap-shotted one of those wide receivers, the rest of those guys would jump in. I think the guy that would be, and he got into a little bit of trouble during his college career, and I don't mean to make that sound like that's a positive here, but in some ways maybe it is a little bit, is Malik Heath. He is, as the guys like to say, and I'm going to try to say it like they do, but I'm not cool like they are. He is a dog.
Oh, they talk about
that is life. Not a guy. That's not a guy you want to mess with. So I think they do have those types of guys. I think Elton Jenkins is one of those guys. Like, I think he's always going to have his guys back. I think Sean Ryan is a guy like that. So on offense, they definitely do. And on defense, I think Keyshawn Nixon fits that suit. Definitely Rasul Douglas did. I still am not a huge
That's a
fan
good
of that
call.
trade.
We didn't bring that up. Yeah.
So I think that there is. I totally agree with your premise that there's value in having those types of people on your team, but I would disagree and say the Packers do have those types of guys.
Do you think somebody on the defensive side of the ball will naturally emerge with this Jeff Hafley style?
Well, I think Xavier McKinney is in a really interesting spot because I was talking to Keyshawn Nixon about this, and Keyshawn Nixon said that he calls McKinney the Terminator.
Oh, I like
which
that.
They all call him X, and so he's got a lot of nicknames. Whether or not, is he a guy that's going to get into a fight necessarily? I don't know. Like I don't know what his track record was with the Giants, but again, the conversations that I've had with guys, they are all in on his leadership style, and I think he has brought out a better side of Jair Alexander in the process. And if this all keeps trending in the same direction that it is now, I think there's a lot of good things that'll come from having him on the team.
Jason, we appreciate the time, and as always, we will talk to you on Thursday, and look forward to hearing you and Strofe collaborate to help get Brad Nortman into the Brookfield Central Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I got to recover from this Josh DeClona being a real person, or Jonah DeClona, or whatever his name is.
Me too. It sounded fake.
Really bothered. It did sound fake. It sounded made up.
We should mark this for when Jonas DeClona actually makes a lot of big plays.
Which is why we should get the basketball jersey that makes no sense for him.
It's a good value.
With Josh Gosser and my signature on number 21.
It's one of one.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde. Hear him on Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations.
Can you explain? So the items for him?
Let me explain when we come back from break. But first, Brad, let's tell the world about Gina Della from Pella.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so much to tell when it comes to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, isn't there? I mean, Ben, I still have dreams about us visiting the showroom and seeing everything that Pella has in store for us. Innovation, luxury, durability. Oh, wow. I mean, everything you want. Customized, paint color, whatever it is. They make it from start to scratch, and they take care of it.
Style, budget levels, whatever you need, offers. I mean, whatever you need, they literally can provide it because they've been through it all. They've been through all the hard times because they've been a business for over, 70, 80 years? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, that you don't get that track record all the time with companies like this because, that's when they say we're going to do a great job, you can rely on that. It's going to increase your home value and decrease energy costs. And you got to take advantage of this deal that they're giving out right now. 0% interest. That's right, 0% interest for 48 months. Good luck finding that anywhere else in this economy. But you got to do this, and you got to check them out, set a consultation, or visit the showroom by June 30th. So you better work now before summer really gets into full swing. Visit PellaWI.com today.
We revisit the random Goodwill jersey for sale. That's a basketball jersey signed by myself and Josh Gosser that apparently is named after a football player. It's all very wild. And we cheers to and pour one out. That's all next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Right in the Mitchell interchange, we got a disabled vehicle on the right shoulder. This is on the ramp from 894 eastbound to 94 southbound. 894 westbound is actually where you're going to see the slowdowns in the Mitchell. As you come out all the way to 35th Street, you'll see some brake lights. 94 westbound, the delay is now stretching back all the way from American Family Field to the Marquette. That's going to cost you about 5 minutes. And we still got delays both ways on 43. Silver Spring down past Capitol for the southbound. Northbound all the way back almost to the Marquette and up past Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's College Night Thursdays. College students get a free Dave & Buster's Power Card when you show your college ID. Dave & Buster's College Night Thursdays, 9 p.m. to close. And taking a look at your storm team forecast for tonight. It's going to be storms early, then humid with a low of 63. Dry most of the day on Tuesday, but we will see some evening storms. It'll be warm and humid, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Wyatt Farmore-Pooley on 94.5 ESPN.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. With fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Are you not able to enjoy this summer as much as you want because of joint pain? This is the best time for being outdoors, but not if your knees, your shoulders, back, or hips are hurting. Hey, this is Brad Nortman. Don't suffer any longer. Non-surgical joint pain relief is here at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting joint pain relief. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your body's own ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, so you can run, walk, hike, play golf, and move again, all pain-free. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. Their advanced protocols have enabled tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. Stop putting it off. Take action now and live your best life again. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tune in to Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris, a 1995 UCLA Hoops champ himself, talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. Plus, they'll answer your questions too. They had Matt Barnes on recently where he was telling some great stories. I'm telling you, definitely tune in to Here District and stay on the beat of the Bucks and find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast. A good listen.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
800-990-3776 is the number to get in the show. Chef Ed is on it. Cheers to the Brewers, 6-1 against Chicago teams. Pour one out to Caitlin Clark. She's taking a beating. We now cheers to and pour one out ourselves here. And if you want to chime in, you know the number. Just gave it. And you can get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Brad, you're up.
Chef Ed. I'm telling you, he took my cheers to, and it's too late to change it, so I'm going to double down. The Milwaukee Brewers, guys. I've always heard a moniker that specifically for the Major League Baseball, it takes 50 games to know what kind of team you are. He's making on a hot streak the first 20 games. 50 games in, you kind of know who is who. The Brewers are 59 games in, and they have a 7-game game lead on the NL Central. And they're looking like they're just dominating. I thought there was going to be a letdown after the Cubs. No. A full sweep against the Chicago White Sox, showing that Milwaukee truly is the big city compared to Chicago. Cheers to Milwaukee.
What I loved about what I saw is yesterday the initial report came out of the lineup that Adames and Contreras were out. And then a new report came out that they were in. No days off, getting the job done, and they're back at it tonight against the Phils, I believe.
Yeah, they are. That's a big series.
And they are the best team at home. I think they had won 9 straight at home before they lost yesterday.
They're a great team. I love that story you just told because they went to their manager and they said, we want to play.
Love that.
And he said, you know what? We're going to make it happen. So cheers to that as well, Brad. And cheers to anybody loving Milwaukee Brewers baseball. But for me, I want to cheers to Devondre Campbell. And why I want to cheers to him is because I want to cheers to the fact
Perking my seat up.
It's the fact that he kind of ran his mouth a little bit at the end of the year. The relationship fell apart, and the Green Bay Packers cut him. So cheers to him because post-June 1 release, Devondre Campbell just gave us an extra $10.5 million in cap space, which can help go towards us signing our franchise quarterback. So thank you to Devondre Campbell for not working out for us so we can free up cap space to give to our new king, Jordan Love.
Thanks for whining. See you later.
Cheers to you.
I would like to cheers to the fact that, I'm just going to cheers to and pour one out all together. Because I'd like to pour out to the fact that I got a concussion 2 Wednesdays ago. Yeah, it was 2 Wednesdays ago. And I was out of it. I was waking up with headaches. I was screen time. I got these headphones on, everything coming through my ears. It was a rough time for your guy. Then I got engaged, got away, didn't have to do the show, less screen time. I got healthy. And so now I'd like to cheers to the fact that I'm back. Coffee, double espresso in the morning, stimulants like nicotine, they're back in my life. And I don't know if you've noticed a new energy. I got it back. Goodbye to concussions. Hello to old Ben. It's good to be back.
Do we want old Ben?
That's a great question. I don't know. I guess we got
Strofe, do you want old Ben back?
I don't want any Ben.
Well, this past concussed Ben did a lot of crying. Talking about he's sad.
A lot of mistakes.
Apparently he's back, but he's still crying.
Yeah, well, the crying never goes away.
Yeah.
I'm sad. Like, I am near tears. I think that has more to do with my baby girl.
It unlocks
She makes me a
something
soft little baby.
Sure does. I have a solemn pour one out to Larry Allen, who died today. Now, there's really no local connection to this, but he was an offensive tackle for the Cowboys and the 49ers. Here's the connection. I legitimately remember watching him play from like 94, let's see when he was done, to 2007. And I'm like, this dude is a house built different in those classic rivalries with the Cowboys and the 49ers throughout those years. I remember as a Packer fan watching that guy thinking,
I want to be just like him when I go to the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be me someday. No. But no, I mean, legitimately, I would hear stories about him in the NFL when I was playing. He'd been retired for years at that point. So they don't make him like that anymore. I remember as a kid watching this dude and being like, if this is how they make him in the NFL, old Bradley ain't having a chance.
Strofe, I don't want to end on that note. It's okay to pour one out to your guy, but I'd like to end on a different note.
Hey, Kyle, good luck fixing that one, bud.
I can fix that one. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say pour one out to these hating women in the WNBA who keep hating on Caitlin Clark like Kennedy Carter, okay? This is what I'm going to say for y'all. Listen, I understand y'all a little jealous because this girl done came into the WNBA and done gave y'all a whole bunch of notoriety. You should be embracing it because guess what? If people watch her, that means they want you, which means more revenue, which means more money in your pocket, which means you have more money to live a lavish lifestyle. They got y'all flying on jets because of Caitlin Clark. Jets, you ain't got to fly coach with me. You get to fly private. So y'all need to stop bullying this poor girl, and y'all need to embrace the fact that she is going to elevate women's basketball for the good. And dang it to the Indiana Fever, if y'all let y'all girl get pushed one more time, I will cut everybody on the roster. Everybody. Pow! So pour one out to these hating women in the WNBA and hating men across the country. Everybody who hating on her.
I would like to put my name next to Kyle on that pour one out if I can. Do you accept me being on that take?
Come on. This ain't a bandwagon. This is a movement.
I couldn't have said it any better myself, Kyle. Wouldn't even know who Kennedy Carter was before Caitlin Clark.
We'll forget her name in a couple weeks.
I'm going to revert back from saying anything because I'll just be mean.
Usually wise.
And that's it for Cheers 2 and Pour It Out. Nailed it, Kyle. we got next? Oh, Alex Strofe, hero or zero? Or do we? I'll give you guys a choice. Alex Strofe, hero or zero, or revisit Brad's commencement speech for those who haven't heard it.
It's up to you guys.
We'll take a vote in the break, and we'll have a surprise for you next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wilde and Tout, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
You are looking live.
Hi,
I am looking live at like 18 different things. I've got my glasses on. I can read it. If you don't want to do it, fine. I'll just lean over.
I got it.
Trade proposal. No, forget you. You had your chance. And you compared me to your grandpa.
May he rest in peace.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Engagement rings, wedding bands, and big anniversary diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Spring fishing is finally here, and Fleet Farm has everything you need to reel in more fish this year. Upgrade your gear with the best brands like Rapala, Berkeley, and St. Croix. Find exclusive flicker sheds you won't find anywhere else, starting at $12.99. Get rod and reel combos starting at only $24.99. And shop our wide selection of fishing line that starts at just $4.99. Land top fishing gear and everything else you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
See what everyone is talking about at the club at Lac La Belle. The birthplace of golf in Wisconsin has a rich history you will feel upon arrival. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Experience a round at the club at Lac La Belle. Schedule your tee time today at club@laclabelle.com. Looking for more golf? Take advantage of same-day replay rates and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to club@laclabelle.com to start your journey.
What do you get when you combine grilled-to-order deliciousness with only the finest Wisconsin cheeses? Cousin Sub's new Wisconsin cheese steaks, featuring either steak or chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, sautéed onions, and their new Cheddar Supreme cheese sauce. It's a match made in dairy heaven. And the decadence doesn't stop there. Pair your Wisconsin cheesesteak with their new Orange Dream Shake. All are available for a limited time only. Order in store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Well, Mike, our family is expanding.
What? You're kidding. We donated the high chair and baby toys a long time ago.
Mike, we're not having a baby. Our PCI family needs to expand.
Oh, whew, you're right. Business keeps growing, and we need more carpenters.
We're looking for experienced full-time carpenters with a variety of skills.
Consider joining our team at Professional Construction, Inc.
Learn more and apply today at professionalconstructioninc.com.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Sunday Karma is from 10 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin. Yesterday it was 10 to about 12:20, but from 12 to 12:20 there was no audio on the video stream. But our very own Kyle Wallace, who produces that show, forgot to turn off the video stream. I was mowing the grass on a Sunday, as we've talked about, is a very therapeutic chore. And I got a text on my Apple Watch from Strofe, and I was like, why would he be texting me directly and not the show? And it was because he had a front row seat to watching Kyle talk with a lot of expression on the stream that was still running with no audio, so you couldn't hear anything, but it looked like a very, not emotional.
Engaging?
Kyle, you talk with your hands.
I speak with my hands, and not until Strofe became our producer did I know when I'm making my point, I slam and I hit on the table like that. I had no idea, but I speak with my hands. I speak passionately with anything that I do.
You're very demonstrative, Kyle.
I am.
So I get a text from Strofe that says, I think I'm watching something I'm not supposed to be watching. And from that point, I was like, did you text Kyle? Did you call Kyle? And now we have some timestamps. At around 12:05 is when Strofe started watching. When did you text Kyle Wallace?
I texted Kyle at 12:10.
Why did you wait 5 minutes to text Kyle to shut off the video stream?
Because the
CEO of Craig Karmazin and Kyle Wallace talking, and you're just letting them have a conversation with all the world to watch.
Okay, first off, there's no audio.
So?
You couldn't tell what they were talking about.
So
Kyle
why
was
were you
just very
watching?
passionate.
Yeah, why were you watching then?
Well, we're going to see there's no audio.
there's
You don't do sign language.
It's kind of like a train wreck, right? Like you don't look away. So I knew, I don't know what was being talked about. I never asked. But I imagine it was business related. And I was just like, there was only what? Like
so you're just
6
putting
people
everyone's
watching.
business out there is what you're
There was
doing.
about 6 people watching. I was one of them. So I was just like, I don't know. It's not the end of the world. If I could tell something really bad was happening, if there were tears or if they were yelling, I would have gone in and deleted it. But they were just talking. They were passionate. 2 passionate individuals chopping it up. So then I just texted Kyle and I was like, hey, no big deal. But
no big deal, but I got my popcorn ready for you guys to yell at each other.
I've been nosy, been sitting there sneaking in, watching something, knowing that the show ended at 12. Actually, typically it's
11:58.
Man.
At 12:10, I said, just a heads up, because I could tell you're having an intense conversation about something, but the video stream is still going. LOL.
LOL.
Now he's laughing at y'all.
And then 10 minutes later, when he ended the stream, because it ended at 12:20, I said, LMAO, attaboy.
You know why you got an attaboy?
Because you called me.
Because I called him.
You did. You called Craig. My phone was dead, and it was in the other room, so you had no way to access me.
He could have Teams. We have an internal system.
You could have done that.
Teams on the computer. Yeah, you just sat
too busy
there
trying to be nosy.
Nosy.
Little nosy Nancy.
Entertainment.
But if I would have never said anything, that would have gone on for how much longer? How much longer did you guys talk?
That's a good question.
I think we only spoke for like 20 minutes.
No. 20 is when it stopped.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure we were just about done at that point. We're having a good conversation.
I
Some good
saw
stuff
something
coming.
and I said something.
You said something after 4 or 5 minutes of you being entertained, trying to be nosy.
It's a bad delay.
Sitting there telling everybody.
You know what I started thinking about? I was like, the videos that go viral on baseball fights? John Boy is a professional lip reader.
But I have good news.
What happens if John Boy was watching? He could have read Kyle and Craig's lips.
So Craig actually said nothing the entire time. Craig just sat there and shook his head. Kyle was preaching. Kyle was preaching. And the best part for Kyle was there was a little graphic covering his face. I told him this when he called me about 40 minutes later, that you couldn't see what Kyle was saying. All you could see were his hands moving a lot. And all Craig was doing was he was fully listening. He was being a good boss. He was just shaking his head, and then he threw a couple yeahs in. Yeah.
Wait a minute, so you're a lip reading too?
Yes, so he was. He was doing the John Boy.
What do you mean you're a lip reading?
I mean, a little
Bro,
bit.
You can't help. Being nosy.
You can't help.
See,
You are a zero. This is bad.
No, you were snooping in on a conversation between the founder and CEO of the company and a manager in the company.
You read Craig's lips.
What is our golden rule in the studio? Always act like the microphone is on. And in this case, the cameras were on by nobody's fault.
But you didn't do anything for 5 minutes.
You could have, but here's the thing. This is what we're missing. He stayed and kept watching after.
Yep.
He watched for the full 20 minutes. You had nothing else to do but sit there and watch something silent.
I was monitoring to see if I should delete it from existence.
You were lip reading.
okay.
You were monitoring.
But I didn't want the entire 2-hour show to be gone just like that because somebody forgot to kill the video stream at the end of the show.
Oh, my gosh. You are just
He's not really good at taking accountability to Strofe.
Brad,
remorse.
Brad, what's your take on this?
You got to kill it. 5 minutes is a long time. It's a long time.
I texted him.
You didn't
And then
try.
you just
You
stopped?
didn't try hard enough. You texted, didn't get to Kyle,
I don't
and
have
then you
Craig's
kept
number.
watching and
I don't have
repeating.
Craig's number.
Did you call 800-990-3776?
You wouldn't have heard it.
It would have popped up right there.
And it would have been flashed in front of Craig's face.
Yeah, right here. Who's calling? Why is somebody calling
He
right now?
called you, Ben, because he wanted to give you the tea. That's what it was. He said, Ben, I got some tea, some juice.
And guess what?
Check out this.
And guess
got
what?
he got nothing from me.
It created show content. You're welcome.
It's Craig and Kyle's fault. Oh wow. Oh wow. The
I did
fans are
nothing
against
wrong.
you.
I did nothing wrong.
I didn't say that I wasn't at fault, but I edited the video, though.
Rutledge and Hamilton up next in Madison. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
You're gonna go to the record store. You're gonna give them all your money.
Three major trouble spots this afternoon, 94 westbound, 894 westbound, and both ways on 43. Let's start with 94. You're going to be slow all the way back from the stadium to the Marquette. Solid brake lights all the way through the Menominee Valley. 894 westbound is slow, but the construction is coming out of the Mitchell interchange, headed towards the Hale, almost to 60th Street. And 43 northbound is getting worse. Once you come out of the Marquette, you're going to hit brake lights pretty much from North Avenue all the way up to Keith. Southbound, your trouble spot is between Hampton and Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And taking a look at your storm team forecast, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4 p.m. for Walworth and Jefferson counties. Tonight after the storms, it'll be humid with a low of 63. Tuesday, dry most of the day. Evening storms, though, it'll be warm and humid, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley on 94.5 ESPN.
Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust alongside Super Bowl 50 runner-up and soon-to-be Brookfield Central Hall of Famer in the Athletic Hall of Fame, Brad Nortman, as we start our campaign here for our guy who is egregiously left out. Alex Strofe running the show. You, KBN Nation, can get involved. 800-990-3776. And on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. If you missed any of the show, the first 2 hours, go to Wisconsin On Demand or just watch back on YouTube. Alex Strofe is right. If he didn't say something about the Sunday Karma stream still going after 20 minutes after the show ended, if he didn't do anything other than watch it for too long and not do anything about it, still might be running right now.
That's true. I just want to let everybody know that I am very thankful for Strofe. I am thankful for you, Ben. But also, I do know, boy, oh boy, I work with some nosy ass people. That's one.
I wouldn't nosy on this.
In everybody's business.
I've actually been wondering this since yesterday.
Yeah.
When Ben called Craig, what did you say to him?
It was very simple. I said, just so you know, you and Kyle are still on the YouTube stream. I'm mowing the lawn. Turn it off, and it was that.
And Craig said, my poor producer.
He took shots. He took shots at Kyle.
Okay.
He said, yes, this is why we continue to say he's a bad to below average producer. But the first thing Craig said was his mic was off, and I said, yep, no audio, just visual. Want to let you know, and I'm going back to mow the lawn.
In my defense,
so I took credit.
Did you ever say
I said somebody let me know.
He did say somebody.
Somebody. I didn't.
Yeah,
I
he
knew.
He didn't specify.
I knew that you waited too long, so I want to give you credit.
Do you think you were protecting him?
A little bit.
You were on the phone with me. I said I texted Kyle. I haven't heard anything.
Well, Kyle can. If you really want credit, Kyle can say Strofe found out.
I don't want credit. I'm just.
You got credit now.
I'm sure you took it like I figured you would.
Oh, there was no credit to be done. I just wanted the stream off.
He was the hero. Oh
wow!
There was a little bit of that. I'm telling you, everybody around here.
And might I just say the show was excellent, and I wish the content would continue to have gone.
I was really hoping you guys were going till 2 today. Hey, Craig, buddy.
Was there a little bit of I'm a hero, Ben? Of course there was, Strofe. You got it out of me, okay?
He definitely had a little sense of urgency and pride of I delivered the message.
No doubt. As soon as I got off the phone with him, I thought to myself, oh my God, is he going to take the credit for this?
Y'all know me too well. Good job, Strofe. Good job. You got credit on the air here. Kinda.
No, you're both nosy.
Justin, are you smarter than Ben? Brust grader. Here comes Benny Kiss Butt. Yeah, I can say kiss.
You can say kiss ass.
Yeah, Benny Kiss
exactly
ass.
What you are, yeah.
What you are. That's funny.
Shut up. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe here with you. Over the weekend, Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze found themselves around some Bears fans that continue to find ways to make the Green Bay Packers more relevant in their heads than it already is. Here's some audio from where again?
Araya Sodegi on Instagram.
That's why I tossed it to you.
Green Bay sucks! Green Bay sucks! Green Bay sucks! Come on!
So, another chant, and all you saw was Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, two of their rookies drafted in the top 8, first and 8th pick, kind of just pumping their fists. And here's what I'm going to say about this. I actually don't blame them for being involved with the fans, whatever. But the real estate that the Bears fans or the Packers fans have on the Bears is just, it's further than rent free. I mean, they're paying us at this point. It's ridiculous the amount of real estate that is in Bears fans' heads. But I want to know from you guys, is this the most excited you've actually been for Bears Packers? Because since 2010, that was the NFC Championship game in which Cutler went down. 2014, that was the 4th and 8 play where even though it was a big moment, the Packers ended up winning the division over the Bears. That is just a synopsis of what it's been, right? 2010 in an NFC Championship game, that's real. They're going to the Super Bowl or the Packers are, and the Packers end up winning that game and go to the Super Bowl. Since 2010, is this the most excited you've been to see these two teams actually play football?
That's an easy one. That's an absolute yes for me. When you look back at all the Packer-Bear games, rivalries, and narratives, whatever it is, from that point, there's been blips of relevance from the Chicago Bears, like 2014, 2018. But generally speaking, it's irrelevant. It's lopsided. I think it's taken away a little bit from the rivalry. That's why I'm cheering the fact that, look, I'm not hoping that the Chicago Bears are dominant, but it's fun that they're relevant.
But that's the slippery slope. The slippery slope is if you are somebody who wants to see them be more relevant, the only way they're relevant is if they beat the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, they're gonna get some
because they've been so irrelevant because they can't beat the Green Bay Packers that if they do, then you're in this place of it's fun to have the rivalry back, but that means Kyle is going to come to the show on a Monday after they play the Packers, and we're not going to know what to do with him as our Packer backer.
Yeah, see, here's the thing about the NFL offseason and most sports offseasons, but specifically in NFL because you have such fanatics that cheer on these teams. Everybody believes that they actually have a shot, right? If you just have one big signing, a draft pick, you're all hopeful for this team could be good. So as of right now, yes, the energy around the Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears rivalry, more so Chicago Bears because they have been given really just a new chance at life, a fresher breath air with Caleb Williams, and they've been given hope. So right now, there is a lot of energy behind this rivalry potentially being reborn. We're talking about it. They're talking about it in Chicago. So I would say it is legit for the offseason. Now, we'll see come next football season. We'll have to wait a while to see whether or not the Bears are a real deal or not, or whether or not this is going to be a real rivalry coming back or not. But right now in the offseason, based off it, there is a lot of juice. There's a lot of energy because Chicago Bears fans are revitalized in hope that they think Caleb Williams is going to be the next great quarterback for them.
I'm just putting this together. I've never seen a Kyle Wallace on the backside of a Packer loss to the Chicago Bears. Now that we've seen some
emotional losses.
I can't imagine. Would that be? That has to be the highest grade of emotion that you experience, losing to the Bears, even regular season.
Yeah, the last time I remember the Packers losing to the Bears, I believe Aaron Rodgers got hurt in that game. That's like what I actually remember.
I remember the Bears in 2018, which did not end up being a good season for the Packers because Rodgers got hurt, fired McCarthy. But I believe it was 20-0 or 17-3.
Yeah, we got routed.
No.
Did we come back?
Rodgers came back from the cart, and he threw a dime to Geronimo Allison.
That was unreal.
And it was an unreal comeback. So even Geronimo Allison, what a pull. Even when all hope was lost, Jesus came out from the rock and boom, threw touchdowns in the second half, and the Bears go down.
No, the last one I just remember is when he actually got hurt. I think it's when he hurt his shoulder in the game. Is when the last time the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they could have had a loss between that, but there's not a lot of losses that I can recall. But what I love about
that's the point. That's the point. Is when we ask you a emotional Kyle Wallace from a loss, there's not one that sticks out. If they lose to the Packers, if the Packers lose to the Bears this year, would this be one that sticks with you in lifetime?
It probably would, depending on what the circumstances were, right? But I don't like losing to the Bears whatsoever. I know this long streak Matt LaFleur has of being undefeated against the Bears.
Elton Jenkins too, repping that record.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people on this roster that ain't never seen an L. There's a lot of children on earth who are in kindergarten who have graduated from kindergarten, going on to first grade, who haven't seen a loss from the Green Bay Packers to the Chicago Bears. And so, will it be a difficult day? Absolutely, it'll be a difficult day, not just because we lost. It is what all comes with it with those annoying Bears fans, because they get one, all of a sudden they think they're going to get a whole bunch coming up next, and that ain't how it works.
So are you anticipating this upcoming season with excitement? Because I have excitement. I think it's going to be fun. I would love to see this rivalry renewed, even if that means risking some losses to the Chicago Bears.
No, that take is awful. I don't want you to say that anymore. Nobody wants to see
if
their
you
team
give
lose.
that take on 6-3-24, imagine what it's going to feel like the week of the game that Brad says, I'm excited for this game. The Bears have actually won some games and are an actual threat to be the Packers.
Imagine being a Carolina Panther, right? Like you're a punter, and you got to play the New Orleans Saints, and you're beating them, 8 straight times. Would you be going to that game and say, boy, I want to lose to the Saints because I just want there to be a little bit more excitement. I want this rivalry to be renewed.
Well, it's different when you're a player. I'm looking as a type of fan.
I would say as a fan, it's probably more, because as a player,
I love when Kyle does the fan has more emotional investment than the player.
Because if Brad was
Balaga laughed at you when you did that.
If Brad was emotionally invested in the Panthers, he would have taken less money to stay in Carolina.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
They drafted a punter.
But then again, Kyle,
they drafted a punter after that.
But I think you'd make the same choice.
When
the choice is in front of you.
No. Kyle is on the record saying that if he was an NFL player, Kyle said this last week. I remember he said, if I was an NFL player and I had a choice between retiring or having a 1-year deal with Chicago Bears, I'd say throw in the retirement papers.
I'll walk away and go do radio somewhere.
Is there any number that the Bears could pay you?
Any
number.
Justin Jefferson money?
Yeah, the Bears come to you right now, Kyle. They say, wow, we really saw your defensive back prowess shine at Whitefish Bay. and UW Whitewater.
Oh, saw me sitting on that bench at Whitewater. Yeah.
No. This is a world where your knees didn't get hurt.
Yep, it's an alternate universe.
Okay.
This is the team.
If the Bears
a training camp.
$35 million
guaranteed. Guaranteed money.
No, forget the guaranteed. Let's go.
$35 million guaranteed. Then I can sign a contract and I can do what Jair did, right? I'm hurt. Devontae Campbell. Hey, listen, my paycheck stay the same, baby. It's guaranteed.
Okay,
guaranteed.
He's got an angle for everything. So now, your dream growing up was to what? Play in the NFL? You wrote papers about it.
I stood in front of the mirror in my parents' house saying, and with the 4th pick in the NFL draft. I did that. That was a dream.
I did the 3-2-1. He made the shot. Yeah. Kyle's doing. You're going to be an NFL player.
Yeah. In the mirror.
Brush them teeth. Those look good. You're going to smile bright next to Roger Goodell.
Oh, I know what suit I'm going to have on. It wasn't Roger Goodell. It was Paul Tagliabue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, if your only option out of college after you had a great, stellar career was you were invited to the training camp to fight for a roster spot with the Chicago Bears.
Oh, gosh. Listen, fellas.
I mean, this is dreams.
Come on, Kyle. Come on.
I would go to my agent and I'd say, that's it?
That's it?
That's it?
That's it.
That's
the best I could do. I went through all 32 teams. 31 said no, and the Bears want you to come to camp because they saw something that they believe that they could turn into something if you show it in camp.
I would say, can you give me a book on how to learn French? Because I'm going up to Montreal to play for the Alouettes.
Oh,
Canadian
my God.
Come on.
I'm going to Canada, baby. We out of here. I ain't doing that.
Forsake millions.
Disgrace
on
myself.
Principle.
No, I wouldn't do that. Matter of fact, when my good friend who played in the NFL, he's talking about signing with the Bears before, I was like, ooh, no.
Kyle, the official liar of KBN, he'd take the money. That's Cody in the 262.
$35 million. I would take $35 million and just be hurt.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, how you can't tell me.
You try to hurt their cap situation, like giving you $35 million, and you're not going to play.
That's heady.
That is like you're like a secret agent.
Yeah, they were
leaking their playbook.
He's a mole in the Chicago Bears
if
organization.
They were stupid enough to give me $35 million for 1 year, I might as well take that money. I'm doing it for the Packers.
Ow, my arm.
Ooh, I got this headache, man.
I got that Christian Watson.
No, I have a fake concussion like Ben.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man, my head hurts.
I actually was concussed. Now tell us about Bath Authority, that you could have a master bathroom with all that money you'd turn away.
No, absolutely with the Bath Authority. I'm telling y'all this right now. If you are looking to make any upgrades in your home, specifically in the bathroom, there is no better way to do it than other than with the Bath Authority. I'm telling you, you're looking at your bathroom, you're saying, this is old, this is outdated. Look at that mold and mildew that I got. I'm telling you, this is the time to do it, and you can do it with the Bath Authority. And what I love about it is when they get done with that project that they can do in as little as 1 day with certified technicians, it comes with a lifetime warranty. That's why I want you to call my friends at the Bath Authority, because you are their priority, at 414-249-6934 and get free installation on your new shower or your bath. Plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety. And call today at 414-249-6934 to schedule your free in-home estimate. Remember, $1,500 off your new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Restrictions apply. TheBathAuthority.com. TheBathAuthority.com is where a better bath awaits.
We're going to hear from Mr. Irrelevant, because he comes relevant next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that. Dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Got a disabled vehicle off on the right shoulder on 94 northbound, a mile beyond the ramp from Holt Avenue. 894 westbound is still very slow coming out of the Mitchell interchange. It'll lighten up by the time you get to 60th Street, but a lot of brake lights before then. A little bit better on 94 westbound. The delays don't start till you get to the Menominee Valley out of the Marquette interchange, and they lighten up immediately past American Family Field. 43 southbound now getting more backed up all the way from Silver Spring. Very heavy between Silver Spring and Hampton, and brake lights all the way down past Capitol. Taking a look at your Storm Team forecast for tonight. After the storms end early tonight, it'll be humid with a low of 63. Dry most of the day on Tuesday. Evening storms, it'll be warm and humid, a high of 80. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley on 94.5 ESPN.
The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
Right now, they'd be a toss-up with the Herd.
People just don't know how funny mean you are.
Come on.
Well, I mean, that's mean, but it's funny, and the funny trumps the mean, and so you laugh.
But there might be some truth to that.
Of course there's some truth to it.
The Homer Hour with Homer. Weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
Baseball and tailgating. Two of Wisconsin's traditions are back. Have you made a game plan? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. For over 60 years, we've been part of the starting lineup that makes your tailgate an experience. With over 2,000 varieties of beer, 4,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines, we're your pregame headquarters. It's not a game without a tailgate, and it's not a tailgate without a stop at Discount Liquor, where we literally have everything you need to get back to your baseball traditions. So before you head to the ballpark, head to Discount Liquor. 2 area locations in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
Discount liquor.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Noni Juice, and I want you to tune into The Truth this Saturday at 11 a.m. for a best of More Than a Movement powered by Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin. I'm going to be highlighting some of the most powerful conversations that I've had with health justice advocates who are fighting for equality and rights of all. So again, that is best of More Than a Movement powered by Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin this Saturday at 11 a.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And there's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
Oh, yesterday I was just so active. I was outside. I was doing yard work, did a little workout. And you know what? It's the best time to be outside being active. But you can't do that if you experience joint pain. Call QC Kinetics to finally get that out of your system. You don't have to live with it any longer. And non-surgical joint pain relief is here with QC Kinetics. They're the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. This is lasting joint pain relief. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Your body has the ability to restore and repair your damaged joint tissue. QC Kinetics harnesses that to finally give you a pain-free life to do the things you want to do again. Run, walk, hike, jog, play golf. I'll be doing that more in the short order. Anything you need. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup. He is a pioneer in this regenerative medicine field. So don't wait any longer. Stop putting it up. If you're feeling that joint pain now, that is a sign that you need to call QC Kinetics for their free consultation at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
He's Brad Nortman. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, our Packer backer, who would not take a dime from the Chicago Bears unless it was to sabotage the organization.
And it has to be over $30 million.
Alex Strofe running the show. 800-990-3776. And we're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee to see our beautiful faces. But Mr. Irrelevant's on YouTube Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 12:30. And this is when our guy Alex Strofe becomes relevant.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
That's so badass.
He's got like the movie trailer voice going. Now, you said you were going to bring the fire on this one, so I have high expectations.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little irritated today, a little pissed off. So I'm just going to need a couple minutes to vent, if you don't mind.
I will sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
So this segment is truly his segment.
I will be looking for input on the first one.
You will or won't?
I will be.
Okay.
I think I have beef with somebody in the building.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I like this juice, this tea.
I've been here less than 2 months. I think I got beef officially. Earlier today, I was sitting in here, bored up and rolled the entire house, working on some stuff for Mr. Irrelevant. And right around noon, a guy that Kyle manages walked in.
Oh, wow.
He goes by the name Benjamin.
Hey!
Jammin' with Juice, weekdays noon to 1 on 101.7 The Truth. He says, "Hey, Strofe, how are you?" I said, "I'm good, Benjamin. How are you?" He said, "Can I have this chair?"
The one you were sitting in?
Correct.
What?
I said, "Sure."
Oh, you're such a weenie.
Well, I said, "I'm not going to be in here
And you said
much
you
longer."
would win a fight.
Wait. I said, "I'm not going to be in here much longer." So go for it. Just bring it back by 2 o'clock. He goes, "Of course." The chair I am currently sitting in is missing an arm.
I know what chair you're talking about.
I keep falling out of the chair for the last 2.5 hours because Benjamin never brought the damn chair back.
Let me tell you something about Benjamin.
Let me talk before
Let
Strofe.
I said, give me the floor.
Strofe, after you're done, you choose who goes next.
Follow through is a core value of our company at Good Karma Brands. He agreed to bring the chair back. He never brought the chair back. Now I'm sitting in a chair where my ass keeps falling out of it. It's a little irritating on a Monday. Ben, go ahead.
I would like to say that I think that's some real host energy from Benjamin. Content director of 101.7 The Truth is Kyle Wallace. Kyle Wallace is very excited, and we had Benjamin and Noni Juice, Jam with Juice, on our show to promote their new show from noon to 1 on 101.7 The Truth. And I feel some real host energy, some non-accountability from their manager. Kyle was praising them. They're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. And I think the head is getting a little too big of those that Kyle Wallace manages. He's a yes man. Kyle Wallace cannot hold people accountable.
I'm going to the dugout, and I hear the tough guy with all the hoorah, so I'll never start anything, but I'll be prepared to finish it. There's a reason why I do all kinds of fighting in the off season, because I'm prepared to somebody up. So you can take it as what it is.
That there's no sound on the UE tube.
How'd you say that word?
UE tube.
Fixed.
You fixed it already?
Yeah, he fixed it.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, I couldn't play the Tommy Pham clip without taking the audio off, and I forgot to put it back on because I was yelling about Tommy
Anything
Pham.
more to vent about, or is that becoming relevant? Because you got heat.
Nah, I feel
coming
pretty
at all
good.
the brothers today. My goodness.
Well, I'm just a little irritated.
Glad it's not Black History Month.
Kyle, any other brothers to take out?
Yeah, you got something. You took me out yesterday.
I didn't do anything. You're just an idiot who didn't stop.
What about Kenny Carter?
Who?
Yeah, Kendi came at Kendi Clark.
Clark and Carter.
Who knows who she is?
Exactly.
The one who pushed over Caitlin Clark. Loser.
What you mean the one?
The person. What do you mean?
I'm just messing with you.
Don't put me in a corner.
I'm just messing with you.
Scary position to be in.
I'm going to come in there and shadow box your ass if you keep talking.
I'm going to call Tommy Pham or tag him. I'm going to cut this and we'll send it to Tommy Pham and see how next time they come to
He's got to
Milwaukee.
be self-aware enough to know he looks like a loser.
I wouldn't use the
word. He's tripling down. I mean, this is wild.
After 60 games of a baseball season, if you're holding court in the locker room saying, this is why I practice fighting in the offseason, you got to know you're a little bit of a loser.
Or he has no self-awareness.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of the other.
Wouldn't that be somebody you don't want to mess with? Somebody who has no
I said I didn't want to mess with him. I just want to put it out on Stroh.
He's crazy. Legitimately, he's crazy.
He wild. And he's on a bad team. Right now is a great time to join the Princeton Club because they do have some shadow boxing classes if you want to do that. I know my trainer, when I did personal training, has done some of that with me because I need to get my fighting skills ready for the Royal Rumble of KBN. But they have free childcare with your membership, open 24/7. And the New Berlin Club, the pool, man. I'm telling you, the pool is awesome for you to bring your family, for you to have a drink. They have a bar out there. They got the indoor pool, the outdoor pool, everything you need inside the facility, from weights to workout classes to basketball courts. The New Berlin Center has everything. And I'm telling you, that free childcare with the membership will come in so much handy. I mean, to be able to drop my kid off and get a workout in, it is a phenomenal place for you. So find your better tomorrow. Have the courage to go get one of those tours, and you'll be like, I got to join. Ben said so, and they showed me every reason why I need to. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with you, KBN Nation. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Bliss is more.
We're having a consistent day out there on the roads. It's the same trouble spots, 43 southbound between Hampton Avenue and Capitol. You're going to see a lot of brake lights lightening up once you get south of Capitol. 43 northbound, you're going to slow down between North and Locust. 94 westbound is very heavy from the Marquette all the way to American Family Field. And 894 westbound through that construction zone out of the Mitchell interchange will slow you down until 60th. Traffic is sponsored by Johnson & Sons Paving. Potholes are a pain when they pop up in your asphalt. Johnson & Sons Paving can patch or replace the whole lot. Book an appointment now at johnsonsonspaving.com. And by Saz's, baseball grilling festivals and Saz's. Summer in Wisconsin is the finest, and Saz's Statehouse is the place to be. Located at 55th and State, Saz's.com. Your storm team forecast, a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect until 5 p.m. for Waukesha and Jefferson counties. Once the storms wrap up tonight early, it'll be humid with a low of 63. Tuesday, dry most of the day, but evening storms. It'll be warm and humid again, a high of 80. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Wyatt Farmore-Pooley on 94.5 ESPN.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls, and right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus, a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions apply. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Gear up for more Brewers action when the crew takes on the Reds June 14th through the 16th. Plus, get a Sal Frelick bobblehead on Saturday the 15th. Find your spot at brewers.com/tickets.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000-square-foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
The Vollrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Vollrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, to the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
A broken chair that he might fall out of thanks to Kyle Wallace's teammate he manages. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here in the 414 hour at 4 with you, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. If you've missed any of our show, catch it on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee or go to WisconsinOnDemand.com. The Brewers did what they were supposed to do. 6-1 against the Chicago teams. The teams from the South, one Southside team, one Northside team. 3-1 against the Cubs, 3-0 against the White Sox. And it's time to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. And for that, I have a same-game parlay.
It's time for Ben's Same Game Parlay. Sponsored by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. There's a table waiting for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. 12 bars and restaurants, a winning seat at 40 table games or 3,000 slot machines, and full-service sports betting. Explore more at paysbig.com.
Time now for Ben's Same Game Parlay, because Potawatomi Casino and Hotel Sportsbook is amazing. The 2,000 square foot video wall. A kitchen with amazing food that we have last time. The pizza.
Unreal.
My gosh.
That
the
wood
fire pizza.
Wood fire. Woo,
you go, what was that? A wood fire.
It was good.
From the salmon you guys have had to the wood fire. You mean the burger that I had on the opening day of the sports book?
I know we don't focus on the food, but the food don't miss.
Well, if the food don't miss, it's a reason why,
yeah.
even if you're not betting, to watch the games there.
Watch the games. I'm telling you, enjoy it. It's a great place to go.
If you don't bet, you don't have to. You can just watch on a 2,000 square foot video wall. But if you do bet, 20-minute reserved parking spaces near the Skywalk. I love the place, and I love placing these same game parlays. Unfortunately, this is a tough one for me to announce, but it's a matchup that I like the Phillies in. Bryce Wilson, Zach Wheeler. Phillies minus 1.5. It's hard to lay 1.5 against the Brewers because their bats have been so good, but Wheeler's a certified ace. So that is the first leg. Rhys Hoskins, though, I do have over 1.5 total bases as he makes his return to Citizen Bank Park in Philly, where I believe it sounds like they are some boo birds in Philly, but I think he's going to get an ovation for what he did there. He was very well liked amongst his teammates and the fans there. Over 1.5 total bases for Rhys Hoskins. And Alec Boehm, loved watching him talk during the Sunday night baseball game. Not a name that you may know, but over a 1.5 total bases. That will net plus 1,100, 100 to win 1,100. Phillies run line, total bases for Rhys Hoskins and Alec Boehm. I'm sure you guys won't give me your money, but that's okay.
This man is cheering. He is cheering for the Phillies today.
Bro,
that's rough.
Behind you are cheering for the Phillies today. He said Alec Boehm. Do you know who Alec Boehm is?
Sure don't.
Do you know who Alec Boehm is?
I know. I'm going to bet him under 1.5 total bases.
I know that. I don't know.
You're going to fade me now?
Yeah, we should all fade you. You said minus.
I mean, I'm not on the hottest hot streak.
Brad, Kyle, let's do $5 each. I'll take a run over to Pato after the show. Let's go Brewers plus 1.5. Rhys Hoskins, sorry, buddy, under 1.5 total bases. And Alec, whatever the hell his name is, under 1.5 total bases.
Let's do it. How much?
I love it.
$5 each?
Yeah.
Fade Ben. Fade Ben. Fade Ben. Fade Ben. Fade Ben. Fade Ben.
I deserve this one because, if this is one of those where sometimes people bet against their rooting interest, because if I lose the parlay, I'll be happy that the Brewers go into one of the toughest places to play. They won 9 in a row before yesterday, and with an underdog as big as they are, you should even take the plus 1.5 run line. You should take the money line.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Can we acknowledge something, though?
Go ahead.
You've been a little cold recently.
I have been, but I've turned it around. When I was cold early, I hit the NCAA March Madness one. I went on a little run. I've definitely been cold all of April, maybe a little May.
It's June.
June.
It's including our money that we put into it.
It doesn't include our money.
Whoa. Yeah, I know what's at stake here. Y'all do that. I do me. I just hope one of us wins. I really do.
Yeah, I don't even know how much I'm winning.
Because like I said, you'll win a big buck there on the money line with the Brewers if they just win straight up. And again, part of me is scared of the Brewers lineup. That is one thing that they've been able to produce is runs. So Zach Wheeler is a certified ace, though. That is a tough task after cupcakes against the White Sox. So I got Phillies run line, Alec Boehm over 1.5, and Rhys Hoskins returning.
What made you choose Alec? You couldn't choose a Brewer?
I like the odds. I chose Rhys Hoskins.
Two Brewers.
Bro, If I think they're going to win, I have to go with somebody that thinks going to have success for the Phillies. Like, that's part of the parlay.
Oh, gosh.
Look, I hope
sad day.
I hope I lose.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
You gonna take
for those who
cold
don't
food
know,
out of your baby girl mouth so you can hope
for those
that
who
you
don't
lose?
know, there
Ben's a
is
Phillies
food put
fan
on the
tonight.
table due to how much I do love the Brewers.
Ben's a Phillies fan tonight, though.
You
It's
are
as
a
easy
Phillies
as that.
fan. You're a fanatic. You are really you are truly a fanatic.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for the money, but if they don't win, I still
So
win
wait a
money if
minute,
the Brewers come close to the playoffs.
What do you mean? You rooting for the money? The rooting for the money means you're rooting for the Phillies.
I win either way because if the Brewers win, they come closer to making the playoffs, which is money in Benjamin's pocket, and because I love Pat Murphy and this team. But I also got to do what I know, and what I know is Zach Wheeler is really good, and I also know that I'm taking a shot on Rhys Hoskins going back to the Phillies Citizen Bank and Alec Boehm.
The Fade Ben parlay. Brewers money line. Alec Bonehead under 1.5 bases. Rhys Hoskins in his return game under 1.5 total bases. Plus 550. $100 to win $550.
Why are odds so low?
It's a great bet.
Brewers are favored, I think, aren't they?
No,
the money line is
plus like
only plus 165.
Yeah, it's like plus 170. Oh, so the under might be the unders are favored for Rhys Hoskins and Boehm.
Yeah, minus 150 for Boehm, minus 250 for Hoskins.
How much?
That's still then that's good odds and good bets for you guys.
So you put money on the Brewers to make the playoffs this year, huh?
You bet your bottom dollar I did.
What made you do that?
Because they've made it 5 of the last 6 years, and I love the direction that I saw. I didn't do it before the season. I did it when I saw the early excitement.
You're a strange man.
Is it
very strange?
Just postseason, so wild card or division?
Yeah, they just got to get to the wild card.
Wow,
some decent odds.
Decent odds. Not Torey Lowe, $2 million if the Packers win the Super Bowl odds.
Torey had bad advisors, very bad advisors.
But again, it all is a win, no matter what, in Ben's same game parlay. Especially if you go to Potawatomi Casino Hotel, like Strofe is going to fade me with. Respect that so much. Good on you. 800-990-3776. Are you Team Strofe or Team Brust? Love you all. Regardless, we hear Brad's commencement speech. For those who have not heard it, it is just dynamite. Our guy is a wordsmith. He should be a writer, a poet, write a book. I'd buy it. Brad Nortman sends the Green Bay Packers off from their 2023 graduation to the new era of 2024. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell? Stroh feeds you something in your ear and you Ron Burgundy verbatim what he says? I set you up for something, you jerk.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Trade proposal. Christian Watson. Packers receive Justin Jefferson. I think I found a way for us to get Ayuk, Jefferson, and T. Higgins and not have to give up all that much.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, The Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy The Bog.
Your bathroom is boring and basic too. It seems like there's nothing you can do. A better bath awaits. You'll feel brand new, relaxing in a world of peace at the Bath Authority.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, get $1,500 off a new shower or bath plus 36 months of interest-free financing. Restrictions do apply. TheBathAuthority.com.
You're our priority at the Bath Authority.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What do you get when you combine grilled-to-order deliciousness with only the finest Wisconsin cheeses? Cousin Sub's new Wisconsin cheese steaks, featuring either steak or chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, sautéed onions, and their new Cheddar Supreme cheese sauce. It's a match made in dairy heaven. And the decadence doesn't stop there. Pair your Wisconsin cheesesteak with their new Orange Dream Shake. All are available for a limited time only. Order in store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night.
IKEA has great finance options to help improving your home easy no matter where you're at in life. With a Visa IKEA credit card, 5% back on IKEA purchases, $25 off your first IKEA purchase of $25 or more. Bonus $25 reward after making a $500 in qualifying purchase outside of the IKEA. Look, no annual fee, 0% interest for 6, 12, or 24 months depending on the purchase size. What I know is they make it work for you. Whether you're at the college phase, whether you're at your first home, whether you're at a remodel, I can tell you what, they'll provide you everything you need. I mean, and when I say everything, you know, you got to build it sometimes. They have a partnership that helps have people come and build it for you if you don't want to do that. They meet you with where you're at in life. Check out IKEA in Oak Creek. It's been amazing for me, and it'll be amazing for you. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, here with you at the 4-1 Hour at 4.
I don't know what you did. You said 4-1 hour at 4.
You said I can't say 4-1 hour at 4 because I don't have it.
You can say the.
Why are you saying 4-1 hour?
The 4-1 hour.
Oh, I forgot the 4-1-4 hour
Because
at 4.
you're not 4-1-4. That's why.
Yo, take it easy, man. I'm 4-1-4. I'm 4-1-4.
You don't know. 4-1-4, you wouldn't.
I'm 4-1-4.
I'm 4-1-4.
Brad claims to 4-1-4 when he goes out
I
on
do.
the NFL trips.
Immediate respect. Oh, from Milwaukee? All right. Yeah. Not Lake Country, Milwaukee.
Yeah. Brad Nortman from Oconomowoc probably spent 10 minutes of his entire life inside the 4-1-4.
I went to a Bucks game and a Brewers game.
I don't think the studio or sporting events count.
I'm going to say because you both definitely went to you both went to a sporting event in Milwaukee that you didn't invite me to.
Yeah, that was my bad though.
Yeah.
We went to a Brewers game in a suite.
Did you ask where I was?
He didn't.
No. I was focused on being present with our.
It's a great Brewers game other than the loss.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. You know what?
Actually, it wasn't that great of a Brewers game. It was kind of a stinky one.
Yeah.
That being said, we had a good time without Kyle Wallace there. News of the day from a NFC standpoint, Justin Jefferson re-signs with the Minnesota Vikings, who have done team building backwards in all of our opinions.
Well, Jason Willie had a different opinion.
Yeah, well, everyone's got a right to their opinion. If you miss Jason, go to Wisconsin On Demand.
I just disagree.
I do too.
I really do. There's so much, but I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole with Jason today.
Rabbit holes with Jason for Sunday Karma when you guys have them from 10:30 to 11. You got a little bit more room to get after each other, a little bit more rabbit hole area.
Just a little bit. I let them go.
You ever talking that?
Rarely. Usually they bring me in because I react. Like I'm in the back reacting, and Craig's like, "Say that on air." and then usually I react, but I let Jason have his time because everybody loves listening to Jason Wilde across ESPN Wisconsin.
So what I do know is Brad went to a 7-hour commencement ceremony. What felt like 7 hours. 6 speeches.
6 speeches.
6. Now we from this commencement ceremony have started the campaign for Brad Nortman to be in the Brookfield Central Athletic Hall of Fame. We're putting together some marketing and campaign material to get that launched. But Brad was inspired, not by the speaker necessarily, but by the idea of celebrating the end of the 2023 season for the graduates of the Green Bay Packers to turning over into the 2024 Green Bay Packers. Here's Brad's commencement speech for the Green Bay Packers.
Ladies and gentlemen, Packer shareholders, cheeseheads of all ages, and KBN Nation. It is my distinguished honor to celebrate the commencement of this Green Bay Packer team. On these hallowed grounds, give our superintendent, Mark Murphy, a round of applause for bringing the high-profile student orientation to Green Bay in 2025. That new student wing he helped build is paying off. This group has already accomplished so many remarkable feats, especially after the dean of our students, Mr. Brian Gutekunst, forced so many of you to skip grades and enroll in PhD-level courses at a record young age.
Skip grades!
The faculty here at Green Bay has certainly had mixed results. A student walkout almost occurred on Mr. Barry, but the energetic Mr. Halfley makes every day feel like a field trip. Gym teacher Mr. Campanelli has frightened some, but encouraged many as they walk out to practice. And who can forget about the beloved Mr. LaFleur? Special thanks to him for showing that he can create curriculum that can make anybody successful. This class is an eclectic one. Every class has a class clown. Hey, what up, Jair? Remember when he tried to step in and teach a class? Wild. The suspension was worth it. Class president and valedictorian Jordan Love. He's bound for big things. It won't take a Hail Mary for him to have success. His days of paying tuition are over. Don't let the large shadow of 1997 and 2011 Green Bay Packers intimidate you. It's a new dawn and your time is now. As you embark on this next season of your lives, remember that the world is your end zone. Today we celebrate not the ending of 4 quarters, but the beginning of a long overtime that we call life in the NFL. Time to Lambeau leap your way into Super Bowl contention and once again hold the trophy named after our founder, the esteemed emeritus Professor Lombardi. One warning, you're going to come across some interesting people along the way. Some people who think it's their world and you're just living in it, Cowboy fans. And some people that are just plain idiots, Bears fans. Don't let their delusional worldviews affect yours. Stay together wherever you will go. You will find one another with a simple Go Pack Go or the Bears still suck.
Go Pack Go! Yeah! Go Pack Go!
Brad!
There is something about that song, right, that we have been basically trained to get this feel of accomplishment when we hear it. Do you not feel like, just like, ooh, yeah, what a moment?
Accomplish is a good word. Definitely there's a nostalgia to it. There's a looking forward to growth in the next step. It's something about it.
This is why you need to speak at a commencement for Brookfield Central, and we need to get you in the Athletic Hall of Fame. Let's let's bring in Homer real quick. Homer from the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5
The
ESPN.
Wisconsin Hall of Fame?
No, we're trying to get Brad into the Brookfield Central Hall of Fame.
Of course.
Doesn't he? Don't you feel like he's deserving?
Yes,
that one should be easy, right?
Yes.
I haven't
but
heard
they
a
have
knock. I haven't heard
Schools are different, and some schools don't really care enough that they haven't done much in that direction. I don't know the course.
Oh,
well, we looked, and there's been some people that have not done what Brad has done as a person, as a player, and as a community person.
No, that person means nothing.
Yeah, it's probably true.
It's part of our pitch.
No. Oh, and I say that because you don't know people well enough to judge them. Some people being better per people. Now, the National Honor Society, do you have that?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Oh, what a nerd.
My
Yes,
older
sir. Yes,
sister,
I was.
2 years older than me, sent a letter to our high school saying, this is crap because they judge character. And there's no way you can judge character. You don't know these kids well enough. You judge them on their grades. If you have good enough grades to get in or good enough performances, fine. And I was mad at her because I didn't get into the National Society. But now I think she's right. You cannot. They do it in baseball. You don't know people. You shouldn't be in that business. What you have accomplished athletically, both there and onward, it's a no-brainer.
There it is. Mark that.
You're right to that.
Mark that.
I would say that if you were a horrible person, which of course you're not. We all know you're a great person.
That's how you know
but
it's
that
real.
has nothing to do with it and shouldn't.
Just say an Emmy Award winner says he needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
And the Emmy Award winner.
Yesterday. This is absurd. I don't know how many years it is.
Boy, I've been out since 15 years.
Okay, you played how many years in the NFL?
6.
Done.
You
play 1 year in the NFL, you might be worthy of getting into the High School Hall of Fame.
What's next is the Homer Hour, and if I heard, Jay Billis?
Yes.
That's next.
Jay Billis.